long-term well-being and personalized healthcare. Dr. Mixon, let me ask you a question. How long have some of your patients been working with you?
And we've got patients now that have been with us for over 20 years that are in their 90s who came to us in their 60s. The grandparents now in their 90s are living independently. They're not on walkers. They're not on canes. They're not headed for nursing homes.
I meet people and they ask about, wow, you're in great shape. You have 12% body fat and stuff. What's the secret? I said, it's not a secret. Longevity Medical Clinic has been there for 25 years. There is no secret to the fact that if you make those small changes, you avoid the big, bad, horrible stuff that most of us just think, well, this is what's supposed to happen to me.
And if you're heading downhill and you don't change your direction, you're going to continue going downhill. And what we do at Longevity is we redirect you and we take you back up the hill.
So get your free health analysis. Go to longevitymedicalclinic.com. That's longevitymedicalclinic.com.
KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle.
From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at AmazonBusiness.com.
Motorcycle accident cases require a thorough investigation by a team of experienced legal professionals if they have any chance of being successful. Insurance companies, juries, and even the police tend to assume the worst about motorcycle riders. Get help from an experienced team of attorneys that have successfully resolved hundreds of motorcycle accident cases over the past 30 years. Call Davis Law Group for a free legal consultation or get my free book on motorcycle accidents at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com. That's Davis Law Group, better service and even better results.
KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle. This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Cammie McCormick. Elon Musk is leaving his job as President Trump's top cost cutter.
This is not the end of Doge, but really the beginning.
The president, who held a goodbye event at the White House, says the cost cutting will go on.
He really has changed the mindset of a lot of people. A lot of people thought, maybe we'll cut 1% or 2% or 3%. Then they said, wow, we can cut a lot more than that.
The Supreme Court handed the administration a legal victory today, stripping temporary protections from hundreds of thousands of migrants. They were covered by humanitarian protections, but are now at risk of deportation. Legal analyst Lori Levinson.
The argument had been made on behalf of the migrants that at least as long as the litigation is going on, there should not be any deportations. But the Supreme Court said that the Trump administration can move forward.
The migrants are from countries like Cuba, Haiti, and Venezuela. President Trump insisted today he's close to a deal with Iran on its nuclear program and a ceasefire deal in Gaza. But Hamas hasn't signed on, and reporter Robert Berger in Jerusalem says many Israelis have mixed feelings.
A lot of people, maybe a majority according to polls at least, want to see a complete end to the war and all the hostages to be released. We're talking about 58 hostages left in Gaza, of whom 20 or 22 or 3 are still believed to be alive. And this only deals with half of them. So you're going to see half the families of the hostages get some relief, but more torture for the other families whose loved ones, including Israeli soldiers, would be left in Gaza.
Central Kentucky is cleaning up after deadly storms move through. Timothy Graves is Washington County Judge Executive.
We had a small, we think, a tornado. The other service will have to confirm that. We had 2 houses that were totally destroyed, 7 people injured, and 1 fatality at this time.
Former President Biden spoke at a Memorial Day event in Delaware today, his first public appearance since his diagnosis of prostate cancer. He spoke to reporters afterwards.
We're all optimistic about the diagnosis. Matter of fact, one of the leading surgeons in the world was working with him. And he had diagnosed in the same exact thing 32 years ago. He's alive and well, doing very well.
Investors on Wall Street are trying to understand what President Trump meant when he accused China of violating an agreement to de-escalate tariffs. CBS's Kelly O'Grady.
The feeling is, oh goodness, maybe the script is going to repeat itself, but the hope is that these two sides can sort of come to an agreement here.
Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said the talks with China are a bit stalled. On Wall Street at this hour, the Dow Jones Industrial's up 45 points. This is CBS News.
Progressive Insurance. Progressive can protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, RV, and more. In short, a lot of things. Bundle today at Progressive.com.
A false alarm at a dam in Skagit County sends people scurrying. That story coming up, but first from the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Desk. In the Northgate area, a lane is blocked on I-5 southbound near Northeast 130th Street. It's cleared off to the side, but you are backed up to Meridian Park right now. Travel time, Everett to Seattle, 44 minutes. That's about 10 longer than usual. And construction has you going slow southbound on I-5 along JBLM. You're backed up from the Lewis Army Museum to Ponders Corner now. Travel time Tacoma to Olympia, 70 minutes, 15 longer than usual. Traffic brought to you by KIRO Newsradio.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Heather Bosch.
We just hear this pow, and I look, what is that? And then pow, 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 pow.
We're hearing from the wife of a man who was among 7 people injured when gunfire erupted in a Lakewood park this week. Leighton Jackson tells KIRO 7 TV it happened in front of their children. Now they're all afraid.
I don't even want to go to the lake anymore, and be in a big group setting anywhere. It's like we got to be secluded somewhere by ourselves.
Her husband was shot through the torso and remains hospitalized. No arrests yet. Pierce County investigators say they've dismissed the case against a 16-year-old boy who stabbed his mother's boyfriend to death last month. Deputy Carly Capetto.
The young man was found innocent, and it was determined his case was a justifiable homicide.
The teen had intervened in a fight between his mom and her boyfriend. Puget Sound Energy is investigating a false alarm at the Baker River Dam near Concrete. Preston Massey lives nearby along the Skagit River. He says most people rushed for the hills.
Literally, if we do have a major dam failure, it is not an exaggeration to say there would be a 200-foot wall of water heading downriver.
PSE says the alarm went off twice during the 10 o'clock hour this morning. The agency says it's investigating and confirms the Baker River Dam is not failing. Scary moments for Seattle slugger Julio Rodriguez in last night's game against the Washington Nationals.
And now the 1-1, Rodriguez gets hit on the hand. Oh, my.
Despite appearing to be in pain, he stayed in the game. The M's did lose it in the 10th inning, 3-9. The Mariners host the Minnesota Twins tonight. A road is closed in Linden right now where a truck rolled dumping beehives. More than 250 million honeybees are on the loose right now. Amy Cloud with the Whatcom County Sheriff's Office says master beekeepers are on the scene on Weidkamp Road.
The plan is to keep the road closed so that the bees can find their queen and rehive.
Several officers have been stung, but there are no major injuries reported, and people appear to be keeping their sense of humor. Posting on the sheriff's Facebook page, troopers are swarming the area, and I hope they have enough teeny tiny little handcuffs. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Mostly sunny skies with highs in the mid-70s today. It's 66 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News. It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio.
Happy Friday to you. Welcome to the show. I'm Jake Skorheim, your host, sitting alongside Spike O'Neill.
Afternoon, my friend.
Happy Friday.
Yes.
We made it. Yes. We did it. We got to the end of the week. Woo! This was a really fast week. We have a lot of stuff to do today, too. A lot of stuff.
We have a lot of stuff on our plate today.
Here's something we're going to hopefully solve today. This is amazing. Last week, was it just last week you discovered you have a missing son?
It was just
possibly
a week ago Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a week ago Tuesday. I shared with you guys something that a friend had shared with me, a picture that entered my life 42 years too late of a young man in my home state of Maryland
who looks exactly like you in every way.
Who is just me in a time machine.
Yeah.
He's just about, I'm a 10,000 bad choices short of being me right there in the flesh. So.
But somehow at his younger age, he looks exactly like you.
Isn't that funny?
So you've actually made good choices, and maybe he's made some poor choices.
Thank you. There you go. Without my guidance, as a potential parent.
Imagine what his life would look like if he had a father in his life, and he might have a father.
It's not just the looks, but the hairstyle and the goatee.
Wait a minute, Nate Connors, you can't come on yet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Can't come on yet
I'm sorry.
Jeez Louise.
Way to spoil a surprise.
All right.
Yeah.
Guess what it is.
One for each other and all for one. The three brave amigos are we.
Happy Friday. Nate Connors joins us, third amigo. If you're watching on the live stream right now, you may have noticed me messing with my computer. I thought this would be a fun thing. This is like we're breaking the fourth wall.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a fourth dimension, or is it a fifth dimension? I don't know how that works. Anyway, we thought it would be fun to add a mystery element to the show.
Okay.
And so, Nate, we'll get to you in just a second. You can actually
I'll be here.
Let you know. Yeah, let us know what you think of this. So if you're watching on the YouTubes, or if you're live streaming, you're on the KIRO app, whatever you're doing, if you're seeing us live right now and you're watching the page, you can go to youtube.com. You can search in Jake and Spike, KIRO News Radio, and then the Jake and Spike Show Live is going to pop up.
There it is.
I have attached a secret email. I'm not giving it out, only on the YouTube page. If you're watching it live, you're going to see it hidden in the frame somewhere, although it is right in the center of the frame.
That is the most high-tech accomplishment.
Isn't that
this
unbelievable?
This show is put together.
And that's my handwriting, so
amazing.
It's not great, but that's a secret email for the show that people can look at. If they send us an email, I have something I want them to identify in the studio. You're wearing something kind of unique today that you wrote in on.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting, and so if they tell us...
It's my It's a Boy t-shirt. No, I'm kidding. I'm not wearing that. I'm not wearing that.
Guess who ordered you one?
No.
I'm not joking.
Oh my God.
We'll get to that later.
I'm painting a room at my house baby blue. It's
baby blue for your
I am.
new baby boy.
When he shows up, crib, race car bed.
If you send us an email on this, this is a way to push people to live stream us and to watch us. If you send an email to this and you tell us what Spike is wearing, what unique feature he's wearing right now. He's modeling it for the camera right now. And you can do this the entire show. Yeah. By the end of the show today, if you send us an email before the end of the show today, I just grabbed some stuff we had around the office. I thought it would be fun to give away. So
look, our boss's wallet. You can win our boss's wallet.
Our boss's wallet. No, this is some sort of a beanie hat, right? This is for skiing. Somebody might ski in a hat like this.
That is the limited edition.
Is this called a beanie? What is it called?
Fleece line KIRO News Radio beanie. Yeah.
Have you worn this? Is this worn
many times
in winter?
Did you know in China? No, I won't tell you that. Or in Japan, what they sell in the. Have you guys seen this? What they sell in Japan?
No. What?
Knockoffs of KIRO swag?
No, but they have undergarments that they sell in. This is not that. We're not selling undergarments.
Don't overpromise and underdeliver to the audience.
It can be worn or unworn, whatever your preference is.
No, but they sell them in vending machines in Japan. Did you guys know that?
Ski caps?
Not ski caps, undergarments.
What made your mind go to a vending machine full of panties in Japan?
Because that's next in the bag.
I didn't say panties.
That's an undergarment.
But I was thinking you could wear this for the rest of the show, or probably better unworn.
You want it new.
Probably better unworn.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to give that away, and then what
I
else
think my DNA's been spread around enough.
We've got a new KIRO mug, so whenever you're sipping coffee, you can
take it to
the bus.
You can drink along at home with us.
We've got some stickers in here if you want to.
We have KIRO stickers?
Maybe you have something you want to put a sticker on.
There you go.
Right? You just put a sticker on it,
I've
and
got
it
one on my
becomes
car.
branded.
Yep.
I'm sending you an email right now, man.
So if you email us at the secret email on the thing and you tell me what Spike's wearing that's unique to him
Employees
today.
of Bonneville Broadcasting and their affiliate stations are not eligible to win prizes at the discretion of the judges. Sorry, Nate, you can't play.
Plus, I have more. You can just have one, Nate. I got more at the desk.
Thank you.
Okay. We got a lot of stuff to get to today. As we mentioned, next hour we're going to talk with the people who actually ran the music festival at the radio station who was at the music festival.
My hometown station is going to help us out here.
Where your possible long-lost son was actually at. So if anybody has a shorthand of this kid, this young man, this 40-something-year-old man.
It'd be Baltimore's 98 Rock, station I first broadcast on.
So we're going to get him on at 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
See if we can find him and put them to the task.
It's not very nice of them to allow us to come on and share our airs with theirs.
They're coming on us.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, Nate, I saw this first story and I thought of you. Seattle ranks number 2 for naked gardening.
You thought of me? Thank you.
Well, you're an outdoors guy. You're
I love gardening.
You do love gardening.
And you hate clothes. We all know it.
Listen to this, though. This is wild. You can read about this at MinorNorthwest.com. Luke Ducey had this story. Seattle has just been ranked the 2nd best city in the nation for naked gardening. How's that possible? Have you seen the people in Seattle? You do not want them naked gardening. Good Lord.
It's not about the quality of gardener. It's about the
Clearly.
It's about the weather. It's about the climate.
They do say
right?
They say the rankings come from a thing called Lawn Starter, lawn company that evaluated 500 U.S. cities across 11 different metrics, including weather, which I don't know why we're in that one, but whatever.
Well, go to Arizona and take your clothes off and stand next to a garden and see what happens to you.
Yeah,
remember how sunburned
point.
Laura got?
That's true.
Right?
Okay. The second one is the legality of public nudity. We know that we're pretty lax here in Seattle. You can get naked.
I think accepting's a better word than lax.
I'm not accepting of it.
but the majority of Seattleites are. which ranked us up there higher. You know,
There's no way. There's no way. The average person sees a naked person walking around, they instantly go, ugh.
Hold on. Gardening. Naked person gardening. We're not talking about going to Pike Place. Right? We're talking about being in your own yard. Gardening, yes.
Okay, I can see maybe.
Right?
Possibly.
I can imagine a gaggle of bad neighbors. I was going to say the K word, but I won't disparage Karens. I love Karens. I got a lot of good Karen friends.
Sure.
I can imagine that the neighbors look over the fence.
They see a naked person.
And the gardening, and they just
peeking
kind
through the peephole.
Laugh it off. Laugh it off a little bit. Yeah.
Online searches for terms like naked gardening are apparently very high in Seattle. People are searching naked gardening, and it's a huge image search thing. I don't know why. I don't understand that. What do you guys think about this? Nate, do you ever garden in the...
No, of course
I'm not even
not.
going to say new. I'm going to say in the buff. You're a fit fella.
No, yeah. No, I sure don't for a variety of reasons. Mostly because I don't want to get stung by bees.
Yeah, that's a big problem here.
Interesting you say that, because one of the factors that rates us second highest in the nation for naked gardening is the lack of insects in the area. One of the least.
Is that true?
Yes, one of the least. If you look at the metrics of this study, one of the factors is mosquitoes. It's not surprising that the cities in Arizona are among the lowest ranked cities for naked gardening.
No mosquitoes.
As is Minnesota, which is high mosquito content Minnesota. So it's bad to be a naked gardener in Minnesota.
Yeah. You're saying they have a lot
They
of
have
mosquitoes.
a lot of mosquitoes.
In Arizona?
Yeah. No, Arizona's for the weather. And plus, most of the gardens have cactus.
Oh,
Cactus, nudity, two great things that don't go great together.
Yeah, you're totally right.
Absolutely.
But we don't have gardening. This
we-
isn't like weed. People aren't doing like a weed whacker.
No, we're not talking about lawn maintenance, lawn services. Naked. Well, if you put a naked lawn service out there, I bet you'd do some business.
Oh, you'd kill. It'd be great business.
Right.
People would
I see.
love it.
There was a business, a little sidetrack, but good business ideas that I can't believe people have spent money on.
Naked weed whacking? Is
No,
one?
the men in kilts service who would do gutter cleaning and window cleaning, exterior window cleaning.
Please tell me.
Think
there's
about why.
something under the
Think
kilts.
about
Please
Think about why.
tell me.
That's what the women in this community wanted. That's what the business demanded. Men in kilts on ladders, cleaning gutters.
In the Seattle area?
Seattle area.
That was a real thing?
It was a real business.
No, nobody wants that. Nobody wants
Well,
that.
they're not around anymore,
Laura's
right?
booking an appointment as we speak.
Laura.
Right? Laura's booking them
Let
as
me
we
ask
speak.
you this completely honestly. And you got to.
You started typing them in and I said that.
I'm only honest on this show.
Be completely authentic and honest. Would you ever hire somebody to clean your gutters, a man
Oh
who
my
was
God.
wearing a kilt, and you knew for a fact he was going to show up with nothing on under that kilt?
Oh my God.
Exactly.
She's blushing, see?
Right?
Yeah.
So I guess my answer would be yes.
Yeah.
Your answer would be yes.
Yeah.
Why? You would want to see that?
We were assuming Laura would peek up the kilt.
Well, what else is it for?
I would never.
It's the imagination.
I would
It's the
never.
imagination.
Well, then why do you need him to be guaranteed no underpants?
Because nobody
It's
made
the
that
Outlander
guarantee.
vibe.
Yes, exactly. There's an entire
And I've got
Outlander's
big
not
picture
showing up to your
windows.
house to clean your gutters.
you should see the guys they send out.
Spike used to wear kilts everywhere.
Ozzy, let's get to that gutter.
Okay, I'm changing my mind. I'm
Right.
retracting my answer.
What's the weight limit on your ladder? Let's stress it out there.
Oh, God.
There.
I regret everything.
I
Never
cannot
mind.
believe.
I don't work there.
I cannot believe that was a real business.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Well, only in Seattle.
So
Only in
if
Seattle.
you want a naked gardening business, a naked landscaping business, we'll back you.
Okay.
We'll be the angel investors for
Yep.
you. You want to start up? You got some mowers and some unshy gentlemen. Sure.
You'll do it. You'll
Mowers
back him.
back 'em.
scares me. I'm
I'll
not
back
going
'em.
to lie. That feels like a high risk one.
It does. Feels like a high risk investment.
Insurance. Ooh, that would be high insurance premiums.
That would be tough.
Yeah.
Maybe not a
A
tall
lot of
ladder.
waivers. Signing a lot of waivers.
A lot of waivers.
Bunch of NDAs. No pictures, please. I don't like it. And I don't think I'd do it. My wife is gardening a lot right now. We are outside a lot. It is the gardening season.
Oh, it's beautiful, isn't
It's
it?
beautiful
It is.
out there. That's all we seem to be doing.
Not too hot, perfect weather, nice breeze rolls through.
What are you guys planting right now? This is our garden talk.
I'm
for everybody
pulling
out
weeds
there.
right now, man. I'm
Pulling
just
a lot
trying
of
to.
weeds?
Yeah, I'm at that stage.
What kind of
You're
weeds?
fighting
You got
your
a
way
lot of
back?
crabgrass you're fighting off?
Crabgrass, the
That'll
the
get ya.
dandelions, things that I don't even know what they are.
Hey,
Little
let me
yellow
ask you a question.
demons.
I ask all of our guests this question.
Yeah.
What's your feelings about broadleaf?
Broadleaf? Well, it makes me itchy.
You don't like it?
No.
Okay. I don't mind it. I don't mind
Okay.
some
Broadleaf?
clover in my grass.
I'm a big clover
It
fan.
fills the
Yep,
space.
yep.
It's
We're
always
Irish.
green.
My wife plants clover.
Yeah,
I swear.
a lot of people do.
We got a lot of clover, a lot of ground clover.
It just
covers
spreads so
clover.
quick, you
That's,
know?
That's why.
It's the
Yeah.
ground cover. That's
It
what
is,
people
yeah.
like. It's the ground cover. I bet you guys didn't think we were going to go so deep into gardening today.
You have lawn moss?
You know what? I did, but I did get I got a Thatcher out there.
There you go. I
Electric
do
Thatcher.
That. I've been trying to rake it through with a leaf rake, and it's just ain't
wasting your
happening.
time, buddy.
But I am. I'm
You want to
wasting
get a
my time.
Thatcher?
See,
out
I'd
there.
rather have a lawn full of moss than clover.
Well,
You don't have to mow moss.
You're choking your yard out there, buddy.
What with the moss?
With the moss.
Yeah.
You get your moss out there, you're not going to have very healthy grass.
Yeah,
Crabgrass is all you're
well,
going
it
to get.
looks
That's a promise.
It's green though, and it's soft and plush.
It's green right now. Wait till winter comes.
Yeah.
Gross.
Or when it gets hot.
Then you're just walking on a sponge.
Yeah, true.
No thanks.
True
It's
that.
green. It
True that.
stays green.
We have these giant peonies flowers. You guys have peonies in your yard, in your garden?
Well, you should garden naked then if you've got
We
a
have
giant
these
peonies.
Giant peonies. We don't know what to do with them. My wife just can't get enough of these giant peonies
They're
in the yard.
beautiful. They are beautiful.
They're beautiful.
They are. They really are.
The ones that we have are they're pink. They're pink. I heard that's not the biggest peonies that you can find, but they're pink and they're beautiful. And the problem that we're having is they're growing so big, they're laying down. She can't get them to stand up.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know what to do about it. Apparently you
Have
can
tried-
buy something.
You stake them.
Oh, you can stake them?
Yeah, you put a stake next
That's
to
a
them.
great
Tie
idea.
them off, yeah.
That'll fix the peonies right up.
And if you leave the pink ones out in the sun too long, they turn red. They burn. They do.
I've heard that
They
happens.
burn.
Yeah, I've heard that happens. But
So
you know
not
what?
too much direct sunlight.
But I'll tell you what. It's a beautiful flower. It is a
Do
beautiful
those
flower.
are those the ones that look like dahlias?
The dahlias are white, right?
If
Well, they're
you-
different color.
If you weed whack without a undergarment, they can turn out like that.
I didn't realize that. It's
You gotta be careful. It's good to be so well informed.
I don't know. I've
Is
become
gardening run in
annoyed.
your family? Is that a family trait? Your wife
Yeah,
loves
my
to garden?
mother-in-law loves it. My mother-in-law
Nice.
loves peonies as well.
Awesome.
She can't get enough of them. They're beautiful flowers.
It's not the state flower, though. You know what the state flower of Washington is?
Chrysanthemum.
Rhododendron. The rhododendron. That's right. Official state
it's my
flower of
second
Washington.
guess.
Boom, baby.
Well, I'm a gardener, so I know that stuff.
You know rhododendrons. Yeah. All right, very good. Let's move on to
I
our
just
next
don't
story.
know what a peonies.
Listen, we
looks.
can't just keep talking
all
peonies
right,
all
all
day,
right.
guys.
I searched it on my computer here at work, which
I
is
wouldn't
probably a
recommend
bad
it.
idea.
There's a image filter that you're going to have to turn off if you want to find the beautiful
Perfect,
ones.
yeah.
Honestly, it's a beautiful flower. The
Ask-
problem
ask
is,
them
though,
when I'm 18.
when you're
What-
successfully growing them, they do get too big, and then
Okay.
they just lay there. They're all just this flaccid, awful plant. What you want is you want it to be just, presenting itself and nice. It's tough to find, though, so we have to figure that out. If anybody had any
comedy rule of
suggestions, let me
threes,
know.
don't go back for the third time. There you go.
Here's something. I
Do they
noticed-
kind of shrink when it's cold?
The peonies?
Don't like cold weather.
Yeah,
They
good
do not
luck.
like
They
cold
do
weather.
what? No?
No, you're not even going to find it. It's a warm weather flower.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, they just die off. All right, Nate, this is another story that reminded me of you. There was a guy who got pinned under a boulder in a no.
Well, here's why.
Here's your connection. Here's your
why.
connection.
He was a very attractive man. That's why we naturally thought of you.
He was out there searching for wild peonies. Yeah. No, he was. His name is Kel, and he was in Seward, Alaska. Have you ever been to Seward, Alaska?
No, I've never been there.
Okay, well, watch out if you go. They got a wild. They got some wild.
I know where
glacier
it's at, and
problems.
it's a very small town.
So he was on a glacier hike, and while he was there, unfortunately, he got caught by a rolling
boulder?
A rolling
Oh, my
boulder
gosh.
that was massive, 700 pounds. It trapped him, stuck his foot to the thing, and it reminded me. Did you guys ever see? I think he was only there for 3 hours. He's fine now. He's okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He made it out, and he didn't have to cut his leg off or anything, which is good.
So there'll be no movie then.
Did you guys see 127 Hours? Do you remember that movie?
That's the one I'm thinking of.
That's
right?
the one you're thinking of.
James
With that-
Franco?
James Franco.
Right? Yeah.
He was like a mountain hiker.
Mm-hmm.
He was a hiker in the mountains, and he got caught in like a crevice, and a boulder came down and trapped his arm. Danny Boyle made a really good movie out of it.
Right.
You remember this?
I do remember the movie.
His name was Aaron Ralston. Was the hiker's name? I think it was around 2008, 2009.
I didn't see the movie.
Did you not?
No, I saw. They spoiler alert. He lived to tell the tale.
That's
I know
true.
how it ends.
Yeah, not boring. Yeah, when you know the ending, it kind of takes some of the fun away.
Yeah. That's why I didn't watch Titanic.
He had to cut. I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, I won't tell
Don't
you.
spoil it for
Okay,
me.
cool.
He had to cut his arm off with a pocket knife.
Pocket knife.
Yeah. He's stuck there against a wall for 127 hours. It's the title of the movie. And he has to figure out what to do. And so finally, he's like, he's going to die of dehydration. He's never going to get
That's
out.
It was a life or death decision.
Life or death decision.
Right.
Only thing he has left to do is he has this small pocket knife in his hand. And he decides, do I want to live or do I want to die?
Yeah.
So my question to you guys is, in a roundabout way, do you think you could cut your arm off if you had to?
Well, sitting here now, I would say no. But when you're on death's bed,
Yeah.
I think you think different,
Or
right?
death's doorstep. If you've already jumped into bed.
Right,
I don't know.
right.
But death is when you're looking it right in the eye.
Right.
You're right. You've got to make that decision.
Like people, if you're starving, you'll do anything for food.
120 hours as well, almost 5 days. That's 5 days.
127
127,
hours.
5 days.
Yeah, it's a long time.
I mean, that's, you're going to die. And you by this time you realize it's not on the usual hiking route. Nobody's coming.
Yeah.
You're out of water. And by that time, I don't think you can feel anything.
Well, that's
in
part
your
of
arm, right?
That's part of the movie. He can't. His arm is like his.
It's dead.
Can
It's
I tell
dying.
you can I tell you the worst part?
Yeah.
This is awful. So he cuts his arm.
And then a rescue team comes around the corner 2 minutes later with a crane.
But the final piece that he has to cut off is the nerve that connects the arm. Now, the feeling does not go away in the nerve.
Oh, ow. Ooh. So he had all this numb tissue.
He has all this numb tissue that is basically
meat.
like easy to do.
Yeah,
and then he gets down to the nerve. And that part of the movie, I couldn't even watch.
Yeah.
You remember it, Nate.
Oh, yeah.
It is.
That was the
harrowing.
roughest part of the movie.
Yeah, it's awful. And then he has to hike out.
Yeah.
With no arm.
And then the rescue team shows up 5 minutes after he cuts his arm. Is that
And
what
then
happens?
5 minutes after, they showed up. With a crane.
Bottle of water.
And they
Well, I
had
thought he hiked for a while, didn't he?
No. He hiked. Yeah.
He hiked.
Spike's
No,
right.
I'm being bad.
Oh,
joke.
you guys.
They didn't actually have
No,
dang it.
he cut the nerve and screamed, and an entire rock slide came down and crushed him.
But he made it.
Right. No.
Somehow he made it.
I should watch this movie.
You should watch this movie. It's really good.
It's called 48 Hours.
It's called 48 Hours. That's right. You got it. Look it up. 48 Hours.
Oh, they made a sequel, so he did live. That's great.
He did. Yep. All right. We have a lot more coming up. Nate's going to stick around for the entire hour, which is a ton of fun. Woo! Somebody did something amazing on a plane. I want to know if you guys would have the fortitude to do the same thing. I do this every time I get on a plane. I'm going to see if you guys do. I think you probably do.
Okay.
But this story is amazing, and it happened locally here, which is why we're going to be talking about it. Also, if you're watching on YouTube right now, you can see my secret email that I put up here. Tell us what Spike's wearing. Send us an email, and we will pick one of you. Not every one of you, but one of you. We will send you this bag of goodies, tons of fun stuff.
A random drawing from all correct winners?
A
Is that the
random
official?
drawing from every person who correctly guesses or says what you're wearing.
Cool.
Yeah, legally, that's what we have to say.
Yeah.
All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. It's Friday. We'll be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Caesars Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino.
KIRO Newsradio, the Northwest's trusted news source.
Get the latest from KIRO Newsradio's James Lynch.
It happened Wednesday morning just after 6 o'clock.
Experienced voices you trust.
Several people hurt after a violent Saturday in Pierce County.
Coverage you depend on.
More from KIRO News Radio's Matt Markovich.
It's as close to a veto warning as you could possibly get.
KIRO Newsradio. We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker, and 97.3 FM.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot doot, and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
Then we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime. We're not here to be the biggest. we're here to bring you something we believe is better. Our plans start at just $20. You'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Time is running out to save during our preseason AC sale happening now at Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Don't miss your chance to save 10% on a new air conditioner, heat pump, or ductless system to keep your home cool all summer long. Join thousands of satisfied customers and put your trust in the team voted best in the Pacific Northwest year after year. Hurry and call Bob's for your free AC estimate today.
Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call Bob.
Ladies, and you guys too, have you noticed visible signs of aging, those deep wrinkles, fine lines, and facial creases stealing your youthful glow? Sagging skin, crow's feet, and loss of facial contour are all natural effects of aging, but you no longer have to let them define your appearance. Introducing the New Skin Lift, the groundbreaking facelift led by Dr. Brian Scott. The advanced New Skin Lift addresses key signs of facial aging for women and men, restoring natural youthful contours. Whether it's replenishing volume lost over time or lifting the skin to smooth out those creases, the New Skin Lift can help you look 10 to 20 years younger with both surgical and non-surgical options. It's Hollywood's best kept secret and now available to you. Get a free consultation and save $250 off your New Skin facelift. Schedule at newskinlift.com or 206-222-1225. Look 10 to 20 years younger and restore your youthful appearance with the New Skin facelift. newskinlift.com.
There's a sink at the brink and a drain that's a pain.
Dayandnight.net.
Your old water heater, she's starting to peter.
Dayandnight.net.
Plumbing emergency? Don't feel trapped. Do the smart thing and get a second opinion. Hi, I'm Bruce with Day and Night Plumbing and Heating. I guarantee you, whether Day and Night is your first choice or smart second opinion, we'll work harder than anyone to earn your trust.
Dayandnight.net.
From whiplash to herniated discs, there are a few car accident injuries we've all heard of. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains that even the most common injuries differ from one another.
Pre-existing conditions, health history, beginning of treatment. There are hundreds of factors that make every person and every injury unique. While these variables aid medical treatment, the strongest case recoveries must also take them into account.
Could you explain a little bit more?
Our team at Pendergast Law is obsessed with turning over every stone to differentiate each case. This requires thorough investigation, diligent listening, and relentless research. We never pursue cases with a one-size-fits-all approach. We built our success by treating every injury and every case with the individualized attention our clients need and deserve.
Pendergast Law's individualized approach to even the most common injuries makes the difference in case outcomes. It's another reason why I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
Celebrate Motown history with the Miracles at Demetrio's Jazz Alley. Pioneers in music, they paved the way for Motown and left a lasting legacy. Don't miss this iconic group. Shows run Thursday, May 29th through Sunday, June 1st. Tickets at jazzalley.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Heather Bosch.
Today it's about a man named Elon.
President Trump praising Elon Musk as the billionaire's work heading up the Department of Government Efficiency comes to an end. Musk insisting
the Doge team will only grow stronger over time. The Doge influence will only grow stronger.
The Doge department slashed about 275,000 federal jobs in the name of cost cutting. The U.S. Supreme Court is allowing the White House to take away special migrant status from 500,000 people who are legally in the U.S. Legal analyst Lori Levinson.
It is a significant move by the Trump administration to try to end these humanitarian parole programs and immediately deport what are hundreds of thousands of people who came to the United States seeking some safety.
This means the migrants from Afghanistan, Cuba, Haiti, and Venezuela can be deported. An immigration judge has ruled that a University of Washington lab technician detained by ICE for months should not be deported. The Seattle Times was at the Tacoma ICE facility when friends and family got the news.
Auntie Lynn is coming home.
Lewin Dixon was taken into custody after flying home from the Philippines in February. She was detained over a 20-year-old nonviolent offense. The future of more than 3,000 Chinese students at the University of Washington is unclear. The U.S. Secretary of State says some Chinese students will have their visas revoked. These students telling KIRO 7 TV.
I might have to, go back.
The fact that that could become a reality, it kind of sucks. I don't know how else to put it.
Nationwide, more than 270,000 students from China study in the U.S. Bellevue police kick off a program tomorrow they hope will get guns off the street and save lives.
Bellevue Police is hosting its inaugural gun exchange event that will allow anyone to surrender any kind of handgun or long gun in exchange for a gift card of anywhere between $100 and $300. Here's Bellevue PD's Drew Anderson.
We're taking firearms out of criminals' hands. We're preventing any sort of self-harm incidents.
The event will be held at 11201 Northeast 33rd Place in Bellevue. Police ask that you make sure your gun is unloaded and on the back seat or in the trunk. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
On Wall Street, the Dow is up 116 points. NASDAQ is down 76. From the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Desk in Seattle, a disabled vehicle is blocking a lane on I-5 southbound near James Street. Travel time Everett to Seattle, 53 minutes, about 10 longer than usual. In Lakewood, a crash is blocking a lane on the I-5 southbound collector distributor near Thorn Lane. Further south, construction has you slow southbound on I-5 along JBLM. Travel time Tacoma to Olympia, 75 minutes now. That's 15 longer than typical. Traffic brought to you by KIRO News Radio. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Mostly sunny skies today with highs in the mid-70s. It's 66 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. We are getting a lot of response. Get on over to the YouTube page. Watch us live. You can see this live in studio right now. We have a little mystery going on. We have an email that is front and center. It's my handwriting. It's horrible. Somebody wrote that they had to put it through an AI algorithm to try to read what my handwriting's actually saying. But if you can decipher what the email handle is and then send an email to that email, and include what you are wearing, Spike. You're wearing a unique item of clothing today that's quite obvious when you see it.
Thank you.
If you do that, and people are liking it, they actually find it very attractive on you.
Awesome.
Then
Hanes is spelled Hanes, by the way. Hanes.
Hanes.
Yeah.
They
I'm
look
surprised
pretty
I can
old.
see it from where.
They look pretty old. No, just kidding. Yeah. We're going to pick one of you, and we're going to give them we got a goodie bag full of stuff, coffee cups and hat and a bunch of other stickers and just silly things. All right. Before the break, I was teasing this story. I saw the story, and it gave me a reaction when I was reading it, because I do this when I get on a flight. But listen to the story first, then I'll see if you guys have the same reaction. There was a flight. It was in the news recently. It was from Tokyo. There was a flight from Tokyo that had to be diverted, and it was diverted to Seattle. It was on its way to Houston, from Tokyo to Houston. And somewhere during the flight, another passenger noticed that somebody was acting a little squirrely on the plane, and they kept going into the bathroom with their backpack. They went into one bathroom, then they come out, and then they go and look for a different bathroom, and they come out of that bathroom. And this person's noticing, and they're saying, this is strange behavior. Now, this is not totally abnormal. Somebody might have some supplies in there that they might need. Maybe they have a toothbrush or an extra pair of pants. I don't know. But you're still, something this person, their red flag went up. The guy who noticed is a guy named Jody Armentrout, who is actually a Marine who is stationed in Japan. He's a sergeant major stationed in Japan. He serves with the Marines. He's been there for over 20 years, and he says he has been trained to be vigilant. And so when he saw this man take his backpack to one of the bathrooms and then go out and then go into another bathroom and then go into a third bathroom, he says he came out of that one and he began pacing up and down the aisle. So that just threw my radar on, as it would mine.
Yeah.
Armentrout then says he saw the man eyeing up an emergency exit right next to him. So Armentrout stood up and he put himself between the man and the exit door. That's when he says the man turned around. This is an NBC News story that has all these details. Pretty amazing. He says the man turned around and ran through the plane's galley and darted to the exit door on the opposite side. Armentrout said he knew he only had seconds to act. Now, again, this is a trained Marine. And thank God this guy was vigilant.
No kidding.
And noticed these things.
Oh.
All right. So he says, Armentrout then continues. He says he grabbed a strap. We don't have audio of this, do we, Laura? No, we don't. Armentrout says he grabbed a strap around the door and he pulled it off. And about that same time is when I took him and slammed him, put him on the ground. And then there was an older gentleman sitting on that side that woke up, and he got up and he kind of helped me. So this guy potentially saved this plane. So it leads me to ask this question for you guys, because I do this every time I get on a plane.
Try to open a door?
I don't try to open a door. No, I stay away from the doors. In fact, it scares me. They even have the option. Open the door. Don't even give them the option.
What is that? Why is that? Well, I guess in emergencies you want to get off the plane, and when needed, that it's got to be easy access. That
but not when you're flying all the way from Japan to Houston. They have to divert you to Seattle. So every time I get on a plane, I'm scoping around. I'm looking around. Now, you and I, we solve mysteries, and we have, we solve crimes.
It's in your blood.
It's in our blood. Do you do the same thing, Spike? When you get on a plane, are you looking around? Are you scoping? Are you checking your sight lines? You're looking for a suspicious behavior?
I always am very aware of the co-passengers on my planes as they come down the aisle.
Absolutely.
Or if I'm boarding later, I'm boarding later. I look for folks, and I hope I'm not being prejudiced or bigoted. It's not like I'm looking for. It's not like I'm. Well, sometimes right after after 9/11, I got to tell you, I was going up and down the flights looking at foreigners, and I felt terrible about doing it. I've gotten away from that. But if somebody is ill at ease,
I don't care where you're from.
Somebody is sweaty, somebody is dilated, big eyes, don't blink, that kind of thing. Yeah, I eyeball people on the
Somebody's
planes.
pacing up and down the aisle near the door. I'm noticing
before those red flags of multiple trips to the bathroom with your backpack,
all that stuff,
and pace up and down the aisles. I had that guy when I got on the plane.
Nate,
I thought we had fire marshals. They're not on every plane.
Air marshals.
I mean, air marshals. Yeah.
I guess there could be a fire marshal.
Well,
He's probably just on vacation.
Wouldn't.
Are you doing the same thing, Nate? Because I do
I'm
feel
not.
like you're not.
Nah. I mean, I look at the people in my row in the head of me and next to me, but I'm not looking down the aisle and trying to see if anyone's.
You're not trying to protect everyone.
Well, I'm protecting myself. Okay. If someone comes by me, if I see someone going into the bathroom though like that,
multiple times in the bathrooms, because you notice those things, it's hard not to.
Laura, how about you? Are you noticing people on the plane? Are you vigilantly taking notes in your head?
Not at all.
Laura,
not at all. No, I've never once done this. And I'm shocked that this is something that you all do every single time you fly.
Well, Nate apparently doesn't. Nate just puts his head down and falls asleep.
Yeah, I don't fall asleep.
Nate's the other guy in the story.
Nate's the guy
who finally woke up. When the guy finally woke up after somebody was tackled at his feet.
Right. He goes, "Oh,
hey, you need a hand with that?
Can I get another drink?"
Yeah.
I'm watching Nate now.
You leave the
if
whole
I'm on a plane, I'm probably going, "Why isn't this guy noticing people? Why is he trying to look nonchalant?"
Yeah,
that's what I'd be doing. You'd probably be fine. I'd be like, he gardens. He's
I
fine.
fancy myself as a volunteer air marshal if needed.
Yeah,
I can imagine myself jumping into.
We're both big guys.
An emergency situation.
If I have to, I'll get in somebody's way.
Yeah.
I carry a stout pen with me. I learned that from Dory Monson. He taught me that. He goes,
pen.
You got to bring a big pen with you.
Yeah.
Because you're not allowed to bring weapons on a plane.
Nope,
Rightfully so. It's a good thing. You shouldn't bring weapons. But you got to figure out a way to protect yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So a nice big bic will do.
There you go.
Just something. You know what I mean? Just like
I hear you, man.
Give you some advantage.
Hey, if that Marine wasn't there though, that plane sounds like he would have opened that door.
That's why it's
because I'm not hearing anyone else stopping him.
I don't know who would have stopped. This is a question. Why are they even allowed to open the plane door? And what's going to happen? I know what happens when it happens in a movie. Everybody gets sucked right out.
Yep. Those little masks drop down from the ceiling.
Horrifying.
Everything flies out.
Horrifying.
Everybody who's not seatbelted in.
Yeah. It's bad news. Why do you think you have that protective instinct that Nate doesn't? Why do you think
delusions of grandeur, basically? No, I don't know. I mean, if I travel with family, and I travel with my kids were little, you're always, I don't know, it's like Papa Bear mode or whatever it is. I don't know. And I guess it's
Nate's in Mama Bear mode.
I'm just not paranoid, I mean, yeah, if I see someone looking suspicious, I'll zero in on them.
If somebody was acting suspicious, would you step up when needed?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I believe you would.
I'm sure.
If somebody called for you, I believe you'd answer that call.
And if I saw someone heading back toward the galley, I'm up. Obviously they're not supposed to be back there.
Well, they might be asking for an extra bag of peanuts. Do they give peanuts out on planes anymore?
They don't anymore because of allergies. They give little bags of pretzels.
That's worse. That's worse than people trying to open doors. Allergies, peanut allergies. That's not real.
It is real.
I'm sure somebody's got it, but not.
But the whole plane,
not in the amount of
the whole plane gets taken out. The whole plane swells up like a prune. If somebody opens a bag of peanuts, I know
exactly. I don't think that's happening. I don't think that's happening. All right. Well, we learned something new today. Spike, you and I are shepherds, and we don't the flock.
We're trustworthy.
Sounds like you solved another mystery.
You are one of our sheep.
Yes, I am. Yes, you don't have to worry about me.
Fly safe, little Nate. We got you.
Sleep tight, little
lamb. I'll be in the corner.
have another Jack and Coke for the flight attendant. We'll get you home safely.
All right. I want to scare you guys next, not just about plane travel, but also it's summertime. People are going to be going in the water. We're going to watch a video. Where's this out of, Laura? This happened in Rhode Island. Is that right? Is this Rhode Island somewhere?
Don't tell me a shark incident. What?
You're going to see something, Nate, that's going to scare the heck out of you.
Are you shark phobic?
Yeah. I'm phobic of being in the water.
People have been asking, is this an AI video? Because something popped up, and it looks... You've seen the movie Jaws?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, when we come back, we're going to show you a video. If you're not on YouTube already, get on over there and watch this with us. It's frightening. Spike, you haven't seen this yet?
I have not seen this yet.
Okay. All right, this is going to be good. Stick around. We'll be right back.
You never know what's in store each morning once you hit the road.
We've got a major traffic alert in effect right now.
Well, you're getting ready every morning. Make us part of your routine.
What morning, huh?
Yeah. Got off to an early start.
Just tell your smart speaker to play KIRO Newsradio or stream us on the app.
Both directions of I-5 are closed.
We'll help you get where you're going faster.
Maybe bail at 512.
KIRO Newsradio. We're on your smart speaker, the app, and 97.3 FM.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Here'th my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover's accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times?
You're playing the lute. Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Need a new roof now? With State Roofing and Exteriors, you can get started with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. That's right. Protect your home now and pay later. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot doot, and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
Then we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Do you get sinus infections, congestion, sinus pressure and pain, sinus headaches? You've gone to the doctor. You visit urgent care over and over again. And it's always the same thing, right? Oh, I know. Let's try antibiotics and some nasal sprays. But they just keep coming back. You may suffer with chronic sinus infections. The good news? Relief is possible. How? A minimally invasive procedure called the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic. Imagine a procedure so delicate there are no narcotics. Less cutting means less bleeding, so no packing, and no operating room. The Sinusoft procedure is designed for the clinic. If you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure, and congestion, find out if the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic, is the solution for you. Call and set an appointment today. 206-388-2770. 206-388-2770. That's 206-388-2770.
So I formed Davis Law Group about 30 years ago, and I would get, the same questions from people about what to do in the case of an accident. Do you need a lawyer? To the point where I decided that I would at least write a book which would answer the common questions that I would receive as a lawyer. Once I wrote my first book, it proved to be hugely popular. I decided to write then a series of books in different accident cases so that we could really teach people about their rights, how to protect them, and how to decide on whether they need a lawyer and what lawyer to hire. I've found in my career that having a client that is educated and knowledgeable about their particular type of case really helps the client and also usually ends up making the case or the claim more successful. To get your free copy of any of my Washington accident books, visit WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Hey, how's your money situation? Are you ready for retirement? Well, if you want to know what the pros are doing to make wealth multiply and retire like royalty, then you need to listen to this show, Sound Path Through Retirement, with Ben Koval and Matt Leibarger. Get your money right and tune in every weekend, Saturdays at 10 a.m. and noon on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Guys, thinking about testosterone replacement therapy? Revive Men's Health can help you get started if you're ready to book your free T-check. Visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. That's Revive, REVIBE, menshealth.com.
Lori here from Guardian Roofing, Gutters, and Insulation, the original Make Your Roof Last company. Remember, your roof isn't just a roof. It's a shield guarding your loved ones and belongings. When replacement time rolls around, trust is key. That's why Guardian's crew isn't just skilled, they're licensed, vetted, and fully insured. And with our Guardian Guarantee, we promise your roof's done right the first time. Call now and get 1 year of maintenance free with the installation of a new roof or visit us at guardianroofing.com.
All right, welcome back to the show. You guys seen the movie Jaws? That's a fair question for only Laura. I know everybody else has seen it. Laura, have you seen Jaws?
Yes.
You have seen
Yes.
Jaws? Oh, good. Okay.
It's one of the few movies that I've seen.
This story's going to make sense to you then. You're going to understand the fear of Jaws. Just a terrifying movie. It's stuck in everybody's head since the moment they saw it. When did it come out, Spike, originally?
75. I saw it in the theater.
You saw it in the theater?
Saw it in the theater. Arcade Theater, Hartford Road, Baltimore.
Now, they credit Jaws, if I'm not mistaken, they credit that movie with creating the summer blockbuster, which did not exist prior to Jaws.
Interesting. I can believe it.
That was the first movie that really became a must-see in the theater, lines around the block.
Yep. Star Wars was 2 years later. You're right, yeah.
Star Wars would have been 77, right?
Yep,
Is that the first
Jaws
one?
was the first theme song I learned to play on piano.
Really?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
How long did it take you?
10 seconds.
Good for you. That's amazing. Good job, man.
Just the you play it
It's
fast.
the tempo that you can't mess up.
Yeah.
He's a master pianist. I don't know if you knew that.
I did not know that.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
Just the one song, though, right?
Yeah.
You didn't learn anything else?
Nope.
Listen,
Chopsticks, forget it.
When you achieve perfection,
you stop.
You stop there.
Right, that's right. What else is there to prove?
We have a video we're going to show you. This is sweeping the internet. This is a viral video. This happened this is in Rhode Island's Block Island, in the Great Salt Pond, which is, so much of this is just frighteningly similar to that scene in Jaws. Do you remember when the shark makes it into the canal and all the kids are in the boat and they're like, "Get him out of there!"
Yeah.
And Brody's running, and it's just so scary. Let's play this video, Lauren. I want to ask you, see if you guys think this is AI. And for anybody not watching, if you're listening, you will still hear us talking about it, so you're not going to be hurting at all. But it is nice to see things. Look at the size of that tail, and look at the fin. Unbelievable. Is that real or is that fake? Does that look real to you guys?
No.
No, it does look real to me.
It looks real to me too. AI is too. Laura, you and I were talking about this the other day. Yeah, look at that thing. Unbelievable.
For two kids to be, because they could put a fin on the back of one kid and a tail on the back of the other kid, they'd have to stay that far apart.
No, and it's also, it's moving in perfect synchronization, which would be impossible for those two kids. It's also real looking. Like AI is too perfect. When we see AI videos these days, it's too perfect. It looks like, and the framing is also always perfect, and the lighting is great.
Oh my gosh, that's a big fish.
That's a big fish. So they estimate this is a 20-foot basking shark, which is not a great white.
No, it's
still
not.
Still 20-foot shark, though. That's pretty scary. I wouldn't want to be around a 20-foot shark. Are you guys still affected? We're getting in the summertime. People are going to get in the water soon. Are you guys still affected by memories of seeing Jaws?
Oh, yeah. I don't have fear of the water here in the Seattle area, because it's, we don't really have sharks here or anything that's going to
not a lot of lake sharks out there in Lake Washington.
You may have to worry about an angry seal.
Also, bacteria. I wouldn't be in
I'd be worried about the brown trout than the
bacteria.
The brown trout,
the great white. I to this day,
gross.
And I was raised literally at the beach.
Yeah,
and that'll come into play next hour when we try to find my long lost son. I was raised in Ocean City, Maryland, every summer, and we were in the water. Little kids,
shores, right?
We were down the shore, down the ocean. And but till Jaws came out, and then I still get in the ocean, but never after dark. I cannot get. I don't care if the water's 2 foot deep. If there's something deeper coming in, and I cannot swim in the dark. I will not do it
because of Jaws.
Because I don't know what's under me. I don't know what's out there.
That opening scene in Jaws. Yeah. We all remember that one. You know what's scary is most shark attacks happen like less than 4 feet of water. Did you know that?
No.
Thanks.
Really?
So if you're
that's where the people are.
If you're just waiting off, that's where the people are, and the sharks are. That's about the thickness of a shark. They could get in, and they just swim in there, and they just they get you on the leg.
Shark attacks are on the rise. In the last 10 years, shark attacks have nearly doubled.
What are we going to do about it?
So what's that mean, like 6? I mean, there's not many, right?
Well, be fun. Total shark attacks in the last 10 years.
Let's find out.
I'd venture. Laura's looking up, and she's much faster than me. I'll bet you there have been no less than 100 shark attacks total in the last year? Last 10 years.
10 years.
You think only 100 shark attacks in 10 years? That's it?
Yeah, I don't think
in the
there's...
world?
No. I'm talking
U.S.
I'm talking about the U.S.
In the United States?
United States, Eastern.
100 shark attacks in the last 10 years in the United States. All right, I'll take the over on that. I think there's been more than 100.
Okay.
Laura, how many shark attacks?
The average is about 70 a year.
70
a year?
That's globally.
Oh, yeah, okay, globally.
Yeah, I'm talking about...
We're talking about the United States of
juicy
America.
Americans, right? Eat the barbecue, get in the ocean, draw them in like,
Right. You got to cut on your ankle.
Right.
Forget it.
Oh, yeah, don't go out there if you're bleeding.
Yeah.
Bad
you
deal.
just popped off a bag of Cheetos, you orange dust all over your fingers, and jump in the ocean. You're an aperitif.
Yum.
You are just a tasty morsel, begging for it.
All right. That's Nate Connors. He's the third amigo. We appreciate you hanging out with us, man.
That was a lot of fun.
Kicked off Friday in a really nice way for folks.
Yeah.
We really thank you for it.
Yeah.
If you're on the webcam right now, send us an email at the secret email that we put up here and tell us what Spike's wearing that's unique, and you might have a chance to win some KIRO Radio stuff.
Swag.
A lot more coming up next. We're going to find Spike's long-lost son. Stick around.
The first place you turn to for breaking news.
Protest outside City Hall.
KIRO News Radio.
James Lynch begins our team coverage live at City Hall.
Now, we are told by SPD that 4 people have been arrested for assault. For more on the counter-protesters, we go to Scott Carty.
See a group of another 10 officers come down the steps.
Closures now extended from Washington closer to the stadiums.
KIRO News Radio on 97.3 FM, and download the KIRO News Radio app to listen anytime.
Whatever temperatures this summer brings, your friendly and knowledgeable Bryant dealer is ready to help. Your dealer is committed to achieving a high level of training, and skills are backed by outstanding products from one of the industry's most trusted names, Bryant. So whether you need a quick fix or an entirely new cooling system, your local Bryant dealer will do whatever it takes for your family's comfort.
Schedule an appointment today. For a dealer near you, visit BryantNorthwest.com. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Safety comes first. When money is tight, don't neglect maintenance on your vehicle. Keep it safe. At Bucky's Complete Auto, we have you covered with no credit financing. For over 50 years, Bucky's has been servicing and repairing cars and trucks with modern-day technology and good old-fashioned customer service. There's a Bucky's just about everywhere for oil changes, wiper blades, brakes, tire rotation, tune-ups, and factory maintenance. No appointment necessary, and financing is available. Check Bucky's.com for the location near you.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to Bundle Deal Days at AutoZone.
Well, I do need a bundle of things.
When you bundle, you save.
Do I save if I bundle oil with an oil filter?
Save up to $12 on that bundle.
What about brake pads and rotors?
Bundle those and the brake pads are free.
Can't save more than free.
You can save on hundreds of deals during Bundle Deal Days. Ends June 2nd at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply. Duralast brake pads only.
The success you've already had matters at University of Maryland Global Campus because we're a school for real life. An accredited state university, UMGC lets you earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning, life, and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. We offer affordable tuition and online and hybrid courses. No application fee if you apply by May 30th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Are you trying to buy a new home, or are you a local real estate agent seeking financing for a client? We're all tired of dealing with banks, credit unions, and endless guidelines. Wouldn't it be nice to go back in time when we had common sense lending? Hi, I'm Scott Rireka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital based in Bellevue. We are one of the largest local private portfolio lenders in Washington. We've helped thousands of home buyers and real estate investors reach their financial goals by leveraging the Legacy Common Sense borrowing platform. What that means is we lend our own money, we make our own decisions. If your deal makes sense, we'll get it done. Whether you're purchasing a new piece of real estate or refinancing an existing loan, bridge loans, construction, or regular home loan, it doesn't have to be as difficult as banks and lenders make it. If you're trying to grow wealth through real estate acquisition, come talk to the experts in private lending.
Call 425-635-4700 or LegacyG.com. Legacy Group Capital, your common sense lender. LegacyG.com.
If you want that summer body you've always dreamed of, then this message is for you, ladies, and you men too. Get rid of extra stubborn fat and address areas of loose skin around the waistline, chin, and under the upper arms with ProSculpt, the new one-day instant permanent fat removal and skin tightening treatment. Maybe you've tried the lasers, fat freezing methods, even those new pills, but without the desired results. ProSculpt is different. It's minimally invasive, performed while fully awake, gentle, yet powerful. Designed to target the waistline, chin, neck, arms, and thighs, ProSculpt uses FDA-cleared plasma technology to deliver immediate, permanent fat-reducing and skin-tightening results, all in just one visit. If you want that summer body this summer, then you must act now. Go to ProSculpt.com today to schedule your free consultation. Get $250 off. For instant, permanent fat reduction and skin tightening, visit ProSculpt.com.
With Amazon Business, smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast. Free up your teams and focus on your future. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cammie McCormick. Actress Loretta Swit has died. She was best known for playing Major Margaret Hot Lips Houlihan on the famed TV series MASH.
New serum came in on the last chopper. They think it might prevent the flu. It's experimental.
Classic Army thinking. Locking the barn after the horse has the flu.
It may help.
She was 87. Elon Musk stepped away today from his job as the president's top cost cutter.
They're going to continue doing an incredible job, and I'll continue to be visiting here and be a friend and advisor to the president. And I look forward to times being back in this amazing room.
The Supreme Court has handed the Trump administration a legal victory, stripping humanitarian protections from thousands of migrants. CBS's Camilo Montoya Galvez reports.
These are migrants who were allowed to legally come to the U.S. under a Biden administration program that was designed to discourage them from crossing the U.S.-Mexico border illegally. But the Trump administration argued that this policy was unlawful, that it was an abuse of this humanitarian parole policy.
There has been another change to the government's guidance on who should get COVID shots. Sabrina Cupid has that.
The CDC now says that children can get the COVID-19 vaccine, but the decision should be made after talking to a doctor, or what they call shared clinical decision making. CDC saying if a parent chooses to get their child vaccinated, children 6 months and older can get the vaccine. The agency still broadly recommends COVID-19 vaccines for moderately or severely immunocompromised children, in addition to most adults for now.
President Trump said today a ceasefire deal for Gaza is near, but Hamas is not on board. At one border crossing, a group of Israeli protesters blocked aid trucks from heading to Gaza.
There is a deal now
from Witkoff, from Qatar, and Israel accept the deal. So Hamas need to accept the deal. Until they don't accept the deal, we'll stop the humanitarian.
CBS's Haley Ott.
The UN's humanitarian office today called Gaza the hungriest place on earth. They said that only a trickle of aid has made it in since Israel lifted its complete blockade of the Gaza Strip. And much of that food aid isn't food that's ready to eat. It's some stuff like flour, which needs to be prepared. And another thing that there are shortages of in Gaza are fuel. So that is difficult.
On Wall Street at the closing bell, the Dow Jones Industrials were up 54 points. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
An officer-involved shooting just now. Details coming up. But first, from the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Desk. In Renton, a crash is blocking part of a lane on I-405 northbound near State Route 167. In Seattle, a disabled vehicle is blocking a lane on I-5 southbound near James. And you may also have a crash at Northeast 120th. Your travel time ever to Seattle, 56 minutes. That's about 12 longer than usual. Construction has your southbound drive slow along JBLM. Your Tacoma to Olympia trip's about 10 minutes longer than typical. Traffic brought to you by Seattle Sports. Download the Seattle Sports app to stay in the know with the latest news, scores, and opinions about your favorite teams.
KIRO Newsradio. Breaking news.
Good afternoon. I'm Heather Bosch. Police are investigating an officer-involved shooting in the Belltown neighborhood of Seattle. This is at 3rd Avenue and Battery. Streets are closed right now, right around that area. No word on the condition of anyone. We do have a reporter heading to the scene right now. We'll bring you more info as we get it. We're hearing from the wife of a man who was one of 7 people injured when a gunman opened fire in a Lakewood park this week.
He's shooting anywhere. I see him, boom, boom, just shooting.
Leighton Jackson tells KIRO 7 TV it happened in front of their young son.
He's like, I don't want my daddy to die. I don't want my daddy to die.
Her husband remains hospitalized. No word on arrests yet. Pierce County deputies rescued a woman in a homeless camp who was doused with gas and held at gunpoint.
He poured gasoline on me and my dogs.
Her boyfriend was the suspect. Fortunately, a canine was able to find the man and a sawed-off shotgun. The woman is okay. Carly Capetto with the Pierce County Sheriff's Office.
She was in a lot of pain. The gasoline was burning her skin.
The 53-year-old suspect was arrested for assault, felony harassment, and unlawful possession of a firearm. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
A false alarm at the Baker River Dam near Concrete sent some neighbors running for their lives. Preston Massey was one of them.
Jumped in her truck and at a very high rate of speed, headed up the mountainside because that's all you can do.
Puget Sound Energy confirms the dam's early emergency siren went off twice this morning at around 10:15 and again at 10:30. PSE is investigating but says the dam is not failing. They're all abuzz in Linden where a truck flipped over.
It was hauling about 70,000 pounds of honeybees, pollinators, and the hives came off the truck subsequently, and the bees got out.
Whatcom County Sheriff spokeswoman Amy Cloud says that's about 250 million bees. She says several master beekeepers, emergency management, and sheriff's deputies are on the scene. They're working to get the bees to go back to their queens in their hives, and then they will be moved off the roadway. 2 beaches in King County are back open after being closed because of high bacteria. Both Jean Coulon in Renton and Juanita Beach Park in Kirkland were closed. The water's tested clean now, so it is safe for you and your pets to venture into the water. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Mostly sunny skies today with highs in the mid-70s. It's 69 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio Northwest News. It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO Newsradio.
Welcome back to the show. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. It's Friday. We're having a great time. Listen, we got a couple things going on that we're very excited about. In just a moment, we're going to be talking with some radio folks in Spike's former neck of the woods.
Baltimore, my hometown.
Back in Baltimore.
Yeah, Kirkham area, 98 Rock, Baltimore.
They're going to help us try to find your son, your long-lost baby boy.
It's their fault that they started this.
Yeah, it was at their event that he showed up.
Boardwalk Rock. Yeah.
So obviously they can speak directly to him if they have a radio show.
He's one of their own.
So we're going to get to them in just a moment. Before we do, we are doing a fun thing today as just a way to send more of you to our YouTube page, and we'd like you to like it when you're there. We'd like you to share it with your friends and all that fun stuff. Also, you can watch our show, the entire show, 3 hours of the show. At the end of the show, every day is immediately put up on YouTube. You can watch it episodically if you want to. You can save it for later. If you feel like having a fun Friday night and a drink and whatever is your passion, put us on in the background. We'll be your buddy.
We'll be there for you.
We'll be there for you late into the night.
On your schedule.
Absolutely. So we have a secret email right now that you can see if you're watching live right now. You can see I'm pointing to it right here. You can email that email, and if you successfully do it, and you can tell us what Spike is wearing, which is odd, and he doesn't normally wear.
On the outside. It's on the outside of my appearance today.
Although it does look cool. People are commenting on it.
Great.
Then you'll have a chance to win some cool stuff here. Coffee, mug, hat, all that kind of fun stuff. All right. This is exciting. We have Kirk and Marianne from 98 Rock in Baltimore are going to join us right now. We're very excited to welcome them. They're going to help us find Spike's baby boy. Spike, how do you know these guys?
Well, I've known Kirk for decades. Marianne, I've never had the pleasure of meeting. Are you guys with us? Are we? They're there. Can you hear us?
Yeah, we're here.
Yes, hello.
Hi,
this is so
guys.
Cool.
This is so cool. Well, Baltimore, welcome to the great Northwest. Meet Baltimore. Kirk and Marianne do the afternoon show at 98 Rock, the station I grew up listening to. And I talked to you guys a little bit last week about what happened to me 2 weekends ago on Sunday. Sitting on my couch, watching a replay of the Maryland-Syracuse NCAA lacrosse game, by the way, Marianne, sorry about that. I'm watching the lacrosse game. I get a text from a dear friend of all of ours, Craig Gass. He says, I just met this guy, and he texted me a picture of a fan who was in attendance at Boardwalk Rock down in Ocean City, Maryland. And I saw the picture that Kirk sent me, that Craig sent me, and my jaw dropped, and Craig said, hey, man, it looks like your mom's been keeping secrets. And I'm like, okay, it would have been a better joke if it was my dad, but I get it. And I look at this kid's face. Kirk shares his picture with me. And I asked Craig, excuse me, I keep getting Kirk.
Picture with you, yeah. We haven't seen it yet.
I know. We want. So here's the deal. I get sent this picture of this kid that looks so much like me.
It's exactly you.
And if he's the right, it's hard to tell what age he is, but if he's the right age. I was a bartender in Ocean City, Maryland in the early 80s, from like 82 through 85, I want to say. So like 3, 4, 5, 80, yeah. And I was very lucky in love because I was a bartender and I'd mind giving away the boss's drinks. Didn't matter. Nobody paid for anything when I was tending bar, especially if you were young and attractive and leaving town on Sunday night.
Sounds like they might have paid.
Like most teenage girls were in Ocean City in the early 80s. Anyway, I'm hoping that you can help us because I'd like to do, if you would be so kind and generous, you guys, with your time and your audience, is to maybe post this picture out into the universe of 98 Rock's social media.
Yes.
And maybe if anybody knows this kid, and I say kid because I'm hoping he's my boy and we can still maybe have a catch someday, go to an O's M's game or something, I don't know. But anyway, we're gonna put both pictures of me and this young fan of Boardwalk Rocks, and I want you guys to tell me if it's that's the kid. That is the kid. Okay? And if you can, I don't know if you can zoom out if you have the full picture, because if you don't, I'll describe him. He's got a T-shirt on with an Ocean City, one of the bars of OC on his T-shirt. In the back of his pickup truck, there's another bumper sticker from a bar from OC, but he's wearing the tackiest Oriole shorts. There they are, the tackiest O's shorts you ever saw in your life. So he's got to be my kid.
His eyes open.
Yeah, it was like a fugitive or something. He didn't want you to see his eyes.
That's the only picture Kirk sent me, and Kirk didn't think. Excuse me, I keep saying Kirk. I'm sorry, Kirk.
Just say your buddy.
My buddy didn't think to get his name.
Haven't seen this yet.
What do you guys think? Do you think this looks like it could be his son?
There are some similarities, but I don't think that's your boy.
Okay, well,
he's not your son.
You think so? Why?
You are not the father.
Okay, no. If you're right, I'm off the hook. Put the two pictures of our faces side by side for these guys.
Because he has a very prominent forehead.
You ain't seen nothing yet, hon. Yeah.
What?
Where do you see my forehead? Laura, can you do that for us?
I want to see.
All right, here's a side by side.
Here we go.
I'm watching you on the thing, but I want to see two pictures side by side
just
to confirm.
This camera angle doesn't do my forehead justice. I would honestly say that.
It is close, though.
Thank
as soon as
you.
we saw that picture, I was like, oh, I get it.
It's funny. There's a lot of similarities.
There's a lot of similarities from the tacky Oriole shorts, the shoes with no socks. I mean, it's just he's me.
Fashion sense, right?
White hair, white beard.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Okay.
Wow.
Right? Okay, now, I mean, we have this, we looked into this pretty extensively last week when I got this photo.
Do you guys want to change your assessment now? Do you guys think it could be his son?
We got the same ears.
Look at the noses.
We got the same nose.
And the hairline.
We got the same forehead.
It's almost
Oh
too
my
close.
gosh.
Almost too
Your
close.
cheeks, too. Like, you're right. This is bizarre.
Right? And it'd be one thing if this guy was in Sri Lanka.
More of a seed-spitting gap there than he is.
Speaking of spitting seeds, Kirk.
Yeah, he does have a little gap, too.
Yeah.
Right?
Just like Dad or brother.
If he wasn't, do you think this kid's in his early, I think he's in his early 40s?
Yes.
Mid 40s?
Oh, did we lose them?
No. We can hear you. We can hear
there
you.
you are. Okay.
If that kid's in his mid 40s, the timeline works.
Yes. Well, we'll put that up on our Instagram.
Wow. I'm dying to see if this is a match. He's got to do some sort of like genealogy test.
Well, yeah, I just want to know, what's your mom's name? Because I hope I remember some of the names of some of the young ladies who were kind enough to pity me during my bartending years. I've already checked the Maryland State Patrol website. That was the obvious place to look for this guy to see if he was my kid, but they didn't have any pictures of him. I figure if he's mine, he's on the state police website for most wanted status.
It'll be an older sounding name like Barb or Heather.
No, Barb and Heather. It was like Jody, Tina, Pam, any Debbies, Donnas, Karens.
Hey, it's Baltimore. Tammy or Cheryl.
Hey, Cheryl. Anything with Lynn at the end, like in Ted.
Do you think this might cause any problems for his family? Like, if we post this picture and someone's like, "Hey, I saw your dad's not really your dad," or whatever.
Now ask me if I care. No,
I love it.
No, I thought about that, because the first thing was I go home and say to my wife, "Hey, look at this picture," and my wife was thrilled.
Christmas dinner might be getting bigger.
I'd like to. We're talking about flying the kid out here if we meet him, and maybe if his kid was put up for adoption. If he never knew who his real parents were. I always look at the bright, sunny side of things.
Okay.
We put that picture up, and we're going to find the guy within a day or two. Someone's going to say, "Hey, Trevor, your picture's up on 98 Rock's Instagram." So we'll find him.
I would be honored. And I have the finder's fee, too, for anybody who can help us out. I mean, I got a closet and an office at home full of...
Save that for legal costs when he sues you for putting.
I'm talking about a Cal Ripken autographed lunchbox or something like that.
Okay,
I got Baltimore swag at the Yahoo here. I got Johnny U jerseys. Yeah.
I think it is going to be. I think it could. I think they're right. It could end up his life a little bit. Upend his life if he finds out that the dad he's been calling dad his whole life is not his real dad, and then it's instead this guy.
He's old enough. He's old enough now. It won't be traumatic.
I would hope.
Let's just hope and pray his dad is not with us anymore.
And who doesn't want 2 Christmases?
Well, right.
To see you and then his dad.
I'll buy his love if it's for sale. I'll buy it.
Right.
I'll step up to the plate.
You owe him 40 Christmases.
Right? Yeah. At least. And maybe maybe he went to Essex Community College. I could pick up all that old overdue tuition for him or something,
What do you guys think?
See you're spreading yourself around there and
what do you guys,
your college days bartending.
Thank you, my friend.
Spike should do to make up for lost time? What are some of the things that he should be doing? I mean, playing catch is the obvious one. Is there anything else that just jumps out at you?
Oh,
camping trips.
Work on that college fund.
It's not too late.
Although it'd be for his kids probably.
Yeah, you never know, man.
You might have to have the talk with them.
Oh,
looks like you're
right.
Teach him the birds.
I can do it.
But just to make up for lost time.
Yeah, I'll take
play
him down.
Catch. Have the talk.
We'll go build sandcastles down the ocean.
Like go in order.
Yeah, we'll go
every day could be a new year.
That's like a Billy Madison thing. That's a great idea.
Burp him.
Turn him over your knee and spank him, or just scold him.
Let's hold his hair while he vomits into a toilet. All the things you do for a kid, right?
If you end up spanking him, I don't think.
I think that's when legal steps in.
Tackling the tough issues of the day.
Well, listen, guys, I really do appreciate you guys helping help me try to find this young man.
I cannot wait. We're going to have this up on ours, and I know it's going to get some responses. We're going to find your son. We're going to find your boy.
I'm willing to put up billboards around town if you think it would help.
Okay. These are solid ideas.
Maybe one of those floating billboards along the shore of Ocean City. Like the ones that do the buffets and all. Those.
Like an airplane.
Yeah, we'll get a plane to tow a sign and his big face on the down the beach.
That's perfect.
Have you seen my boy?
Tell Craig if he finds a girl that looks like you to get back, or a girl that looks like Jake.
Yeah, I just want to know his mom's name. Okay,
Right. Because you probably never found it out.
No, I
so
think
it'd be good to
42.
finally know.
Be nice if I'd have caught her name that day, but no, I didn't think of that.
That would have helped. That would have
I
helped.
think a name is going to jog your memory, but yeah.
We're on it, guys. We're on it.
Thank you guys so much. Let us know anything we can do to help. I mean, Spike's already done enough, I think, but we'll see what happens. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys. We appreciate your time. We'll check in. We'll look for updates.
All right, that's Kirk and Marianne from 98 Rock in Baltimore. How cool is that, Spike?
Oh, they're great. I'm
Fantastic.
excited. I'm so
I
excited.
feel I just met them.
Yeah.
You've known them a while. I just met them, but I have a feeling that they're going to solve it. I read people instantly, and I think they're going to solve
They're
this.
good people, man.
Yeah.
They're good people.
Well, they're salt
City
of the
loves
earth in
them.
Baltimore.
Yeah, they
People
are.
love them in Baltimore.
Yeah, they're leading the charge in Be More, Charm City.
Here's a real honest question for you.
Sure.
They're going to find this guy within and we've been having fun with it. We've been making kind of light of it.
Yeah, yeah.
He might actually be your kid.
That's why we're trying.
Are you gonna be welling up? Are you gonna be crying if you meet this guy? Are you gonna cry?
Of course, I'll lose it completely.
Just lose it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
what kind of emotions would be going through your head?
I don't want to get ahead of the train here.
Yeah.
You know.
Although he might not be your son.
He might not. That's the thing. I don't want to build up this. Oh my gosh, and find out that no. He looks just like his dad too.
That's true.
Right?
He could look exactly like his dad, who might look exactly like you.
Yeah.
And then it goes back to your friend's suggestion, which is
my
if your
father
dad was a cat.
We have to really dig deep.
Then you have another question.
Have to dig deeper in the family tree. Oh, and I'll tell you, my old man was a bit of a runaround.
Hand of God?
My hand of God. My biological dad was a bit of a runaround.
Yikes.
Yep.
He's no longer with us.
No longer with us. Rest his soul.
Yeah.
He died very young.
So he's not going to hear this.
Yeah. And he knows how I feel. He knows. He listens to every word I say. But he and my mom were divorced.
Okay.
Because he was Irish.
Because he ran around.
He was a little bit of a player. My old man. Yeah. Bartender. Okay. He was also a bartender in Baltimore.
You know what they say about those bartenders?
They get around.
They get around.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They have the keys to the kingdom, we used to call it.
Well, they certainly pour them strong.
We do.
They certainly pour them strong.
We pour them strong, and look at that.
Sometimes you get babies. No, that's a pretty remarkable.
It is. It's amazing that somebody just texted me out of the blue, and there's this possibility now in front of us.
Yeah.
That this could be a whole
change his life. I don't know if it's for the better, but we're going to change his life.
I'll make sure it's a positive experience. Either way, whether it's mine or
not because you won't be a good influence on him.
Yeah.
Or just like a good, you're like a cool guy who might be his dad. So that's fun.
That's kind of fun.
But he also might find out that the guy he's been living his whole life thinking is his father's not actually his father.
And that's I hadn't even contemplated that side of things, but that's a real possibility if indeed this kid's, I don't know how to feel about that.
It'd be tough.
Yeah, I mean, and I wish I could find out, go through his mom without him being involved and say,
can't
hey,
do that.
There's no way to do that.
I guess you could just randomly find him and be like, hey, just like, this doesn't
find
mean
this guy. Yeah, we got a prize for your mom.
Is your mom?
Yeah, just
good
give us this.
Did your mom used to be good looking?
Give us a swab of your mom's cheek.
Yeah,
to win a prize.
There you go.
Right. Get a little spit sample for your mom. A little DNA for your mom.
He might do it.
23 in your mom. We'll call it.
I don't know if that's the best title.
That's maybe not the best title.
I don't know if that's the best title.
I don't know.
All right, so we're waiting on that. It could be in days, could be in very short days, which is amazing.
We'll give them the week. We'll check back in next week, see what happens. But if it happens, it's going to happen fast.
Yep, it'll happen real fast.
They got a big reach over there. They're good people.
Before we get to a commercial break, I saw this story. I thought this was really interesting, and I want to run this by you real fast.
Okay.
And this is a weird transition, but I'll just throw it at you. 3 Pacific Northwest cities apparently are highly ranked as bad housing markets. This is probably one of the most awkward transitions ever because we're looking for your lost son.
If a kid moves here, if a kid wants to, hook up with his old man. And
you're right. If he does move here and he wants to be part of his dad's life.
What area should I look at, Dad?
Here's where he shouldn't look.
Okay.
Portland is very badly ranked.
I wouldn't want to.
Very badly ranked. You don't want to live in Portland. Yeah, it's too far of a drive. Boise, Idaho is another one, very badly ranked.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, they say it's because they just don't have. They have
low vacancy rates.
Low vacancy rates.
Okay, yeah.
Which what that means? You might think that's a good thing, like they're renting out all their inventory. But what it actually means is they don't have enough inventory.
Yeah, and if you're looking, there's nothing on the market for you.
And then it's also very expensive. And the last one is Spokane. That's kind of a trip, so I wouldn't recommend he live in Spokane either.
These are the worst cities, according to a Lending Tree study, if I'm reading this correctly, right?
Well, they're not the worst. They're just the Pacific Northwest cities that rank highly as bad cities for housing market.
Is it a national ranking or a Northwest ranking? It's a Northwest ranking.
That's a national ranking.
Okay, so the 3 cities in the Northwest are within the top 10 nationally of the worst places to be able to find a place to live. Where's Seattle?
Seattle's 21st, so it's pretty far down the list.
Me?
Yeah.
All we keep hearing about is how there's no affordable housing in Seattle.
Well, rent's pretty high in Seattle.
Yeah.
Do you know what the average studio for rents in Seattle? You may not know this.
Average studio apartment in Seattle, I'm going to guess $1,200 a month.
$2,100 a month.
For a studio.
For a studio.
You're kidding me.
Average $2,100 a month. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
$2,100 a month for a studio.
That's nuts.
Which
how
is
does
nuts.
anybody...
They have 3,000 available rentals in Seattle right now. And of those rentals, a bunch of studios. And of those studios, the average is $2,100 a month. In New York, for comparison purposes, in New York, the average studio rents for $3,225 a month.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
In Miami, it rents for, let's see here. We're the same as Miami's, actually. So we're $2,100 a month, same as Miami. But the median income in Miami is a lot less. The median income in Miami is $46,000.
Oh, wow.
And in Seattle, it's quite a bit higher than that. In New York, it's $70,000. So it just depends on where you're going to be living.
Yeah.
But it's an expensive city. So
my kid lived in New York for 8 years, and thanks to rent control. It's the only way a kid was able to do it.
That's how they did it in Friends.
Yeah.
That was like the final episode. They made a big joke. They said, how did we afford these big places? And they said, oh, thank God for rent control.
Yeah, my kid had a warehouse loft that had 5 bedrooms in it. They built 5 bedrooms inside this big loft space, this warehouse, big, massive, cavernous, open. That was only $3,500 a month.
For 5 people?
With 5 people. Yeah,
wow.
Right?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
My kid was doing great in New York, and then my oldest, Ryan, and then COVID hit and ended the whole ride.
Decided to come home?
Had to come home.
Yeah.
Wasn't be able to, she was a bartender.
She came home, met her husband.
Yeah, that's right. It's all worked out. Everything works out for the best.
Yep.
There you go.
Life is a journey. All right, we got a lot more coming up. We're going to find your son. People are very excited about it. You still have a chance. Get on the YouTube page, search KIRO News Radio. Jake and Spike Live is going to pop up. There's a secret email hidden right here that I'm only giving to the viewing audience. And if you send us an email, tell us what Spike is wearing that's a unique outfit today, we're going to send you a goodie bag full of stuff if you're selected. We can't send this to everyone who
there's so many people are taking part in this. We really appreciate that.
But if one of you gets it right and we select you randomly, then you're going to get a fun thing of stuff. A Seattle park is doing something interesting to try to curb violence. I'd be interested in your take on whether or not you think it's going to work.
Looking forward to hearing what it is.
They kind of do this every year. I think there's a flaw in their reasoning. I will explain when we get back. But Spike, I'm interested to see if you think this is an effective way to fight crime, or if it's not. And we'll talk about it next. Stick around. Be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Insulation Northwest.
KIRO News Radio is right there with you.
A big story developing this morning
on your smart speaker before you head out the door.
Get the latest live from KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey.
Huge impacts for Boeing and Boeing workers.
The office, the gym, anywhere.
Water, like taxes, goes all the way down to the bottom, so it'll either come out of the employee's paycheck or the lack of raise.
KIRO News Radio. We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker, and 97.3 FM.
Hi, it's John Curley. Longevity Medical Clinic has been helping people live longer, healthier lives for more than 25 years. I've recently talked with Dr. Mixon about his approach to proactively focusing on prevention. Dr. Mixon, I first met you in 2009, and I went in there and I told you I wasn't feeling well, couldn't gain any muscle mass, couldn't sleep well, I was stressed out, and you looked at me and you said, yeah, I know what your problem is.
And all we did was we measured your values and we moved your values back to those of a nice, healthy 25-year-old man.
I have taken your blood work to my doctor, and he was shocked. He couldn't believe the depth in which you study my blood.
We need to draw a distinction between living a long time and getting old. And that's what longevity is all about, is we are here to do the measurements and help you fix those problems.
So get your free health analysis. Go to longevitymedicalclinic.com. That's longevitymedicalclinic.com.
Free consultations, no fee guarantees, 5-star reviews. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains the importance of going beyond these familiar offerings.
Accident victims want an attorney, Tom, that satisfies their needs. Someone who handles those needs with the highest degree of care. Pendergast Law offers the no-fee guarantees and free consultations, but these only scratch the surface.
Okay, explain more.
We make sure that every member of our team is genuinely passionate about helping others. Customer service and communication are our top priority. It's how we take care of our clients so they always feel one step ahead of the insurance companies. Our strong reputation for high standards provides comfort and confidence when it's needed most.
Pendergast Law offers the free consultations, the no-fee guarantees, and of course, they are 5-star rated. But what really makes them different is their genuine passion for helping others. I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
Hartley Wilcox here from Wilcox Family Farms. It's been fun meeting people at our recent egg demo events. I'm often asked, what do the hens eat? Well, Wilcox hens eat natural grains, seeds, and grass. They forage for worms and bugs, and their diet is free from pesticides and fertilizers. For fresh local eggs, look for Wilcox eggs at Safeway, Town & Country Markets, or Amazon Fresh. Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
When I was in the market for a new car, I wanted to buy from a dealership that had the best selection and value, outstanding customer service, and a sterling reputation. That is exactly what I found at Carter Subaru. Hi, this is Ursula Royteen. Over the years, our family has purchased 2 Outbacks from Carter Subaru, and we plan to be customers again in the future. With over 200 new vehicles in stock, they've got what you're looking for today, including the 2025 Outback with 1.9% financing for 48 months on approved credit. And right now, you can also get the 2024 Crosstrek with 2.9% APR for 48 months OAC. As a family-owned business, they take great pride in making car buying a hassle-free experience. Shop with the Carter Subaru Advantage and enjoy valet parking at their Ballard dealership and at-home delivery across all their locations. Visit Carter Subaru Shoreline or Carter Subaru Ballard today.
It's hard to be a homeowner, we know.
Without American Crawl Space and Pest Services, it is hard to be a homeowner. Dave Ross here. American Crawl are the heroes to call for insulation and pest issues because in addition to their great reviews and decades of experience, they also give out the most PSE insulation rebates of any insulation company in the state.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
Get your free inspection at AmericanCrawl.com.
I've always been an athletic guy, but after turning 40, I noticed I was slowing down. I booked a free testosterone check with Revive Health and learned that low T doesn't just impact my performance in the bedroom. I've been following a custom treatment plan ever since, and today I'm feeling stronger and more confident than ever.
If you're ready to book your free T-check, text BOOST to 65555 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com to schedule your appointment. Message and data rates may apply. Message frequency varies. Text help for help. Text stop to cancel. See privacy policy at ReviveMen'sHealth.com/privacy policy. For info on how opt-in info will be used and terms and conditions at ReviveMen'sHealth.com/terms of use for terms of short code service.
Experience the thrill of seeing orcas and humpback whales with Puget Sound Express. Join their family-run tours for guaranteed whale sightings, departing daily from Edmonds. These are Seattle's most popular and well-reviewed whale tours. Book now at PugetSoundExpress.com.
KIRO News Radio. Breaking news.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. Right now, Seattle police are on the scene of an officer-involved shooting in Belltown. That is where we find KIRO News Radio's James Lynch. He just got to the scene. James.
Aaron just arrived here. Police have a number of streets blocked off, including a long stretch of 3rd Avenue. We're not sure exactly where this incident happened. We're told that it's an officer-involved shooting, but we don't know much more than that right now. We are expecting a spokesman for the Seattle Police Department. He said to be on his way out here right now that can give us a little bit more details about what happened. Right now, we can tell you that if you need to be on 3rd Avenue, you can't. Stretch between Bell for blocks is totally blocked off. Side streets are also blocked off as well to pedestrians and cars, so you'll want to avoid this area. And as soon as we get more information on this, we'll bring it to you. Reporting live in Seattle, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Thank you, James. The Bellevue Police Department is kicking off a new program tomorrow aiming to get guns off the streets. Drew Anderson is with Bellevue PD.
This gun exchange event is to help kind of be proactive in getting firearms out of the hands of criminals who may use their stolen firearms to commit crimes.
Anyone can surrender any gun in exchange for a gift card worth $100 to $300, no questions asked. The event runs from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. tomorrow. Now to the closing bell report. Some months of plunging consumer sentiment leveled out this month. Here's CBS's Jason Brooks.
The University of Michigan's Consumer Sentiment Index registered a reading of 52.2, matching the April reading, with consumers giving a lot of credit to the U.S.-China trade truce this month. The survey says while trade policy is top of mind for consumers, the tax and spending bill moving through Congress isn't having the same level of influence on consumers. Consumer inflation expectations for the year ahead edged higher to 6.6%, which is significantly higher than the Fed's most recent forecast of 2.7% inflation growth in 2025.
Mixed results on Wall Street today after President Trump claimed China violated a preliminary trade agreement. He did not specify what China did. Tough talk, though, did spook some investors. The NASDAQ lost 62. S&P down just a fraction. The Dow did gain 54 points. Now to the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Desk at 1:33. This report is brought to you by Beacon Plumbing. Just one issue to report right now. This is in the South Center area, northbound 405 approaching 167. Crash blocking 2 right lanes. We got a couple mile backup right around the I-5 interchange right now. Other than that, some usual slow spots with a 1-hour drive from Tacoma to Olympia jammed up right around JBLM. Linwood to Seattle taking you about 50 minutes with those slowdowns approaching the U districts. Seattle to Everett's about a 40-minute drive. Same for Bellevue to Everett. Lake bridges are wide open, however. And again, the rest of the map pretty much average. For all of your heating, electrical, septic, and mechanical needs, stop freaking and call Beacon. Your forecast now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. A beautiful day today. Sunny. Highs will be in the mid to upper 70s. For tomorrow, a slight cool down with some just scattered showers for the morning, but overall a very nice weekend is in store. Right now looking at 72 in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. All right, we're going to get into this park closure in just a second. But, Spike, we got to talk about this for just a second. The story that Heather's been talking about during the news breaks, the bees.
Yeah?
These bees, man. This
was
is
it
crazy.
270,000 bees?
250 million bees.
Whoa. Million bees?
Million. Whatcom County government, I was just reading their tweet. They said there are 250 million bees loose on Wide Camp Road between West Badger and Loomis Trail. Their post is really funny. It's from Washington Emergency Management on their X. They said, listen, folks, we can usually give advice to prepare you ahead of time for emergencies, but nobody could have predicted 250 million bees would be loose on the road, so stay away. Just don't go anywhere near them.
How is it that many hives are being transported?
On a truck, just one truck. I mean, think about it, like a bee is a pretty tiny thing.
Bee's a tiny thing. How many bees per hive would you? I wish I knew these. I wish I was a beekeeper.
Let's do the math. 250 million bees divided by X equals hives.
How many?
So you tell me, Spike.
How many hives? Well, there's
I have no idea.
A couple factors are at play.
That's a lot
here,
of bees.
Jake. A lot of play. That's a lot of bees.
Let's say that there's 1 million bees per hive. That's 250 hives.
That's 250 hives, which is not a small amount of hives.
Let's say that there's 500,000 bees per hive. That's 500 hives.
Okay, there you go.
Let's shrink it down even further.
I can't imagine. I bet the average beehive has less than 100,000 bees. In the average hive. That's a lot of bees for one hive.
Are you scared of bees?
I am afraid of bees. I got stung a couple days ago, by the way.
A honeybee, you don't need to worry about a honeybee, though.
Honeybees are, they're our
pretty
friends.
Docile. They're pretty sweet.
Yeah, and there was that murder hornet scare they threw at us. That never happened.
What? You don't believe in murder hornets?
Oh, I believe it. I've seen pictures of them, but remember they were going to
take over the world.
Infiltrate. Yeah, they were coming to wipe out our local bees. They're like an invading gang.
It scared the heck out of me.
The murder hornets?
Murder hornets. I forget what
Just
it was.
in the name.
There was the name. They need to come up with a better name. Marketing wise, it's a very bad name. Yeah.
Well, they were trying to scare
Why not
us.
just like the big boy hornet?
Biggins. Yeah.
Why do they call it a murder hornet? Are they murdering? Are they killing?
Because they attack
carry
and destroy.
a gun?
Yeah, and it's funny. The guns are purchased legally by other bees.
Really?
Yeah. No, because they attack and kill other types of bees.
Okay.
That's why they call them murder hornets.
Yeah, scary.
But I buy into the whole conspiracy that we're losing bees and it's going to be a downfall. I mean, bees, life on this planet is tied into the success of the
closely
bees.
connected,
Yeah, very much so. If you can't pollinate fruit and flowers, whatnots, you can't grow food.
Have you seen a movie called Bee Movie, B-E-E movie, starring Jerry Seinfeld?
Jay Seinfeld, you bet. Yeah.
So the premise of that movie, Laura, have you seen that movie, Bee Movie?
I have not.
You have not seen Bee Movie. Okay. That one's okay that you haven't seen it. That's fine. But the premise of that movie is he's a bee, and he's not excited about the life ahead of him because bees have a pretty boring life, and he wants a more exciting life.
He was designated to be like just a little worker bee, right?
Just
A little drone.
A worker bee. Yeah, a little drone.
Yeah.
And so he wanted something more exciting, and so he ventures outside the hive, and he meets a full-grown lady who he kind of falls in love with. There's some flaws in the premise of this movie because
so it's
he's a bee.
Human bee love story?
It's a human bee love story. It's
never,
not like...
It never does well.
No, it's
when you try to cross species.
It's not a traditional love story.
No, it's not.
He's very tiny, and she's a full-grown woman, played by Renee Zellweger. Does a very nice job. But the movie, he finds out that they're creating artificial honey, and he's like, "This is what bees do." So they go on strike. All the bees go on strike. He basically gets them all to go on strike.
He's a rabble rouser. He's a Norma Ray of bees.
To show what you were to illustrate what you were just talking about. They stop pollinating all the different things, which includes the trees and the flowers and everything, and all the crops.
Yep, you bet.
Are pollinated by these bees who are just flying around, getting their dirty little feet on everything, and everything starts dying. So it is. There's a symbiotic relationship that happens.
Yeah. And they don't know because there's bees populations are dropping off in massive numbers. And
really?
They don't know if it's cell phone coverage, towers. They say could be affecting the bees.
Just looking at their screens too much.
They fly into things because they're flying and looking at their screens.
Yeah.
No, I mean the transmission towers, the radio waves.
Oh, it's scrambling their sensory
their abilities
GPS system.
Yeah.
That's scary.
I know. Life without bees.
Yeah. Well, 250 million. I don't even know how they go about cleaning up 250 million bees.
That's the thing. You got to have. Well, they have master beekeepers were being brought in to try to rehive these things.
An apurist.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
Because you have to make sure you save as many of these as you can because they obviously have they're on a mission. They're being transported from farm to. That's what they transport them from farm to farm to farm to help farmers pollinate in the agricultural industry.
This is a big day for the beekeeping community.
It is.
Can you imagine? I bet you there's a bunch of them getting calls right now as we speak, and they're just thought they were going to have a normal Friday, and then somebody says, we've got an emergency up in Whatcom County.
Right, they're expecting a shipment of bees that's en route on the trucks heading your way.
Or they're just a person who loves bees and maybe sells their own brand of honey. Like there's a person in Snohomish that I drive by all the time. They have a tiny little shop, but they're a beekeeper. They have their own local honey. They probably got a call. They get like, hey, we need you. Because like when there's fires down in California, we will send local firefighters.
So they're flying in master beekeepers from around the Northwest.
I don't know if they're flying them in, but they might ask them to drive themselves if they don't have anything to do this weekend. There you go. To Whatcom County. It's a nice drive. It's good weather.
How long's that? Do they estimate how long it's going to take to round up 250 million bees?
I kind of think they'll round themselves up. Isn't that the thing? Won't bees kind of round? You're not going to go around with a tiny little catcher and just like,
You can trick them, I think, because I've watched a lot of bee removal videos on TikTok.
Of course,
if you find the queen.
That's the thing, yeah. And every
you
every
can
hive
put it
has
in
a
a
queen,
little
right?
like a little claw clip that holds her, and then they'll all follow her.
She releases her pheromones.
Yeah. So once you get the queen, you can put her anywhere, and eventually the hive will make its way.
They'll follow
over.
because they're sexually attracted to her. Is that what it is?
I have no idea.
Yeah, well, she is. Yeah,
that's like those green crabs.
Yeah,
it's like those green crabs we were talking about recently.
That's they were trying to get
European green crabs. They're trying to take their pheromones and use like sexual methods to get them out of there, which is like the only time you want to catch crabs when you're talking about a thing like that. So these bees, hopefully they'll get them solved, but they say stay out of that area. If you're listening to us right now and you're thinking about heading up to that area, don't. 250 million bees. And if you're allergic to bees, I'd stay way out of that area.
Oh, if you're a first responder, because
well, don't send them.
Well, not I mean,
it's like if there's a peanut spill on the road and they say, hey, we got a peanut spill. If you're allergic to peanuts, this is not for you. Don't show up to that cleanup because you're allergic. I would do the same thing with shellfish. Ironically, we were just talking about the green crabs.
If there was a shellfish spill,
I'm allergic to shellfish.
You couldn't help.
I can't help with that fight. I can help with the bee fight because I'm not allergic to bees.
I'm not allergic to them. I just don't like being stung. Been stung. I got stung once as a small child at summer camp. Like stepped on an in-ground nest, a subterranean bee's nest, and got stung like a dozen times.
That sucks.
It was bad. It was really bad.
Did you have to get some sort of a treatment?
They took me to the what do they call that?
The nurse.
Well, no, there's a
nurse.
name for it. I'm sorry, I'm stalling here on you.
They took you
infirmary.
to the infirmary.
That's where it was. The infirmary, yeah. And they had to give me a shot, an antihistamine shot. I guess some.
Jeez Louise.
Yes, I swelled up like a balloon. Man.
Well, even if you're not allergic to bees, you get stung that many times. It is a little bit of poison.
A little guy.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
Maybe 7.
I was. That's scary.
Yeah,
that's really
scary.
scary.
So I have a bit of a bee phobia now.
That's fair. I was last summer. I'm outside and I'm cleaning. I'm just like clearing brush and stuff like that in the yard, and I'm using a big, like a big gas powered.
Weed eater?
It wasn't weed eater. It's a brush cutter. So it has like it goes.
Like a sawbill kind of like a hedge trimmer kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm out there and I'm just clearing up brush and stuff.
There you go. Doing what Dad does.
Doing what Dad does. Yeah. It's a beautiful Saturday, much like today. Probably right around this time, actually.
Okay.
And I feel like, and I'm clearing an area that has a lot of blackberry bushes, and so I think I'm hitting a blackberry bush.
Got a thorn. You think you're getting thorns?
I think I got a thorn in my hand, but I'm wearing gloves, so it shouldn't have hurt like that. And then I get another one, and another one. I'm like, oh my gosh! And what I had stumbled upon was a yellow jacket hive.
Ooh.
You ever gotten yellow jackets?
They're bad.
They're bad.
Yeah. They're
real
mean.
bad.
Yeah, they're mean and nasty and territorial.
So my wife and all of my boys are up in the yard just playing because it's summertime. And they're all like running through sprinklers and stuff.
Yeah.
And I have awoken a yellow jacket hive. I've just like chopped into it because I'm cutting into it.
And they're going on the defensive of their hive.
They went nuts. So I ran so fast and I started screaming and they're stinging me. I probably got 7-8 stings.
No way.
Yeah.
This was last year?
This was last year. But I'm now worried about my kids more than myself,
Sure,
obviously, because like they're not wearing any protective layers. They're just like out there slipping, sliding.
Yeah.
So I yelled at my wife. I'm like, get the kids inside. There's yellow jackets. And I dropped the gas powered thing, and it's like just sitting there on the ground, rumbling away, just happy as a clam. Like, and just like it's on for probably an hour, and we're just sitting in the house just watching out the window.
The swarm?
And they're just everywhere. But you know what works fantastic is those bags, those yellow jacket bags. You ever get those?
Oh, yeah. You hang them up and they draw.
You hang them up.
Yeah.
I think there's a thing. I don't know if it's a sexual thing, but it's a pheromone.
There's a pheromone in there. Yeah, it's a
and
chemical.
They climb in. They go, "Oh, what's this in here?"
Yeah.
And they climb and they drown themselves. That's how excited they are about it. They just jump in and they drown
What
themselves.
guy hasn't? Come on.
Guys do stupid things.
They do.
But I caught all the bees. They could do that, but they're going to kill all those bees.
Right. You got to save these hives. That's the thing. That's a 250 million.
250 million.
50 million bees. I still can't wrap my head around that number. It's massive.
How do you count them? I'm not counting those individually.
You estimate how many per hive, and you count how many hives you have. That's how you know. You deduced this earlier.
Yes. You just assume you got them all. You got to assume you're going to miss a few. They're probably going to miss a couple hundred. Yeah, is my guess.
out of
250
million. Out of a 250 million bees.
Yeah. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. We'll be right back.
The Closing Bell is brought to you by Legacy Group Capital's Northwest Fund.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Progressive knows when you're in your RV, you're already on vacation. That's when you become Vacation You, who just camped where there's absolutely no shade. Even though regular you burns easily. In fact, Vacation You burns too, but is too stubborn to admit it, which is why regular you gets in trouble at the dermatologist, because Vacation You doesn't do doctors. So bundle your RV with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot doot, and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
Then we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
If you want that summer body you've always dreamed of, then this message is for you, ladies, and you men too. Get rid of extra stubborn fat and address areas of loose skin around the waistline, chin, and under the upper arms with ProSculpt, the new one-day instant permanent fat removal and skin tightening treatment. Maybe you've tried the lasers, fat freezing methods, even those new pills, but without the desired results. ProSculpt is different. It's minimally invasive, performed while fully awake, gentle, yet powerful. Designed to target the waistline, chin, neck, arms, and thighs, ProSculpt uses FDA-cleared plasma technology to deliver immediate, permanent fat-reducing and skin-tightening results, all in just one visit. If you want that summer body this summer, then you must act now. Go to ProSculpt.com today to schedule your free consultation. Get $250 off. For instant, permanent fat reduction and skin tightening, visit ProSculpt.com.
There's a sink at the brink and a drain that's a pain.
DayandNight.net.
The old throne's not too well, and ooh, does it smell?
DayandNight.net.
Slow drains, backed up toilet, is your main drain or sewer clogged? Hi, I'm Bruce, General Manager of Day and Night Plumbing and Heating. Over the past 70 years, I think we've seen every drain clog out there. If your pipes aren't draining from a small fix to a major repair, our sewer and camera inspection will show exactly where the problem is. I promise you, our experienced technicians will find the issue, the right solution, and do it at a fair price. Give us a call or visit
DayandNight.net.
I guarantee whether Day and Night is your first choice or your smart second opinion, we'll work harder than anyone to earn your trust.
If you have a drain that's slow or clogged, call Day and Night. Now you'll save $50 off any drain cleaning. Slow or clogged drains? You know where to go.
DayandNight.net.
At Madrona Financial and CPAs, we believe there are 7 steps that must be taken in preparation for a successful retirement. Retirement needs more than just a basic income plan. Hi, Jeff here with Madrona Financial and CPAs. Don't settle for a partial plan. Get the real deal by requesting your no-cost Madrona analysis today and discover what you may be missing. Call 833-673-7373 right now to request your analysis. That's 833-673-7373.
Stop feeling embarrassed about thinning hair and start looking and feeling your best with Hair Grow by New Nordic. Available online at Amazon, Walmart.com, and NewNordicUSA.com, or at your local CVS.
The Kia of Everett Super Sale is ending soon. Save now on 400 tariff-free vehicles and take advantage of special low financing. Go to KiaofEverett.com.
Hartley Wilcox here from Wilcox Family Farms. I've really enjoyed meeting so many of you at our recent egg demo events. I'm often asked, are omega-3 eggs really better for you? They sure are. Omega-3 eggs are an incredible source of natural omega-3s, providing on average 3 times that of other eggs. Eating omega-3 eggs promotes strong bones and joints and is proven to reduce cholesterol and blood pressure. Choose Wilcox Family Farms eggs today, locally fresh since 1909.
All right, welcome back to the show. One of the fun things that we can do now with our live YouTube page is we can watch things together. It's all like everything we play here usually has a video element, but we're just playing you the audio. So for the listening audience, you're not missing out on anything.
No.
But for the viewing audience, you just get this cool enhancement, which is you get to see what we're playing the audio for.
And we try to do the best we can to make sure we tell the story for you folks who are listening to us strictly through the audio medium.
Yes.
Try to paint that picture for you.
Absolutely.
I can tell you how funny that kid in Baltimore looks. For you who can't see the picture of the kid who may end up being my son. I mean, if you ever see me, it looks just like me, but fresher.
Looks just like you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
A little less time on his belt.
I want to play 2 videos for you. I now submit 2 videos for you. These are great audio videos. You're going to enjoy the audio. But we want to also play them for the viewing audience. The first one, I just thought was hilarious, and it's a Friday, so it felt like a fun thing to play. This is how people apparently used to pass their time before they had cell phones. Laura, can we put this video up? This guy, have you ever heard of a throat whistler? This is a guy who's whistling deep in his throat,
What?
This appears to be the late 80s, early 90s, based on the hair.
He looks like he's the singer for like the Guess Who. So he's got a porn stash and a mullet.
Yeah.
And he's throat whistling. How is this guy single? I ask myself.
Look at everybody's...
Kid's mystified. Look at this kid.
I can't believe how talented he is.
That's an incredible talent.
Laura, as a single lady, if you met this guy on a date, would he...
The mullet's doing it for me more than the throat whistling.
Okay. This is amazing.
It's comical how I've never seen a throat whistler before.
Yeah, I don't think
Look at he's like the Pied Piper for this crew. And this is the early 80s and mid 80s, you think, probably?
They're loving it.
Late 70s,
I don't know
early
if they're
80s.
loving it or if they're just like, what are we watching? I don't know what we're watching.
Yeah, it's like driving by a truck with a 250 million bees knocker where you can't look away.
It's something. All right, this second one happened here locally. A Seattle X account put this on, and this is going to draw a strong reaction from folks. A lot of people are going to be spending some time at the beaches. And if you happened upon a parking lot, you know how critically important it is to find parking near the beach.
Oh, absolutely. You're hauling gear.
Chairs. You got your family with you, all this stuff.
Umbrella, coolers.
What would your reaction be if you saw somebody sitting in their car who then had staked out and made their own personal little sidewalk thing in the parking stall next to them? There's no parking available. Look at this guy. Look at him. This is at a local beach here in Seattle.
Golden Gardens, of course, which is notoriously awful for parking.
Okay, Golden Gardens, horrible parking, and look at this guy. This is a video. Somebody took this video recently. He's got, he set up an awning at the top of his vehicle to shade him, and now he's just sitting in the parking spot next to him, not giving any cares. Zero cares he's giving that there is a line of cars looking for parking. And this selfish, let's play this video here, Laura.
You can't park there, bud. Can't park there, bud.
He is squatting.
Weird spot to park your car.
He is
Look at
squatting.
this line of cars.
Oh my gosh, he's squatting in a parking space
Park there, bud.
with his chair on his laptop.
You can't park there, bud.
What would you do? Honestly,
I'd call a cop.
Would you call a police officer?
I would. I'd say, officer, come on.
This
there's
can't be legal. You can't just
yeah.
take up a parking spot.
There's got to be some restriction. That's just an inconsiderate. That is inconsiderate.
It's so rude.
Oh,
it would drive me nuts. It's the kind of thing that I would, if I'm sitting in the car and my wife and I it would always be me and my wife and my kids.
Yeah.
We're going to the beach. I see him. I'm having a strong reaction. She's probably like, just ignore it. Just keep going.
We'll find a spot. Yeah. Don't engage. I know.
She doesn't want me to engage.
I get the same thing because you don't want the kids to see you make somebody else look like less of a man, which is what you do.
Yeah, or I don't know.
Make them look like less of a man.
I doubt it.
No. I would. No, you don't.
But you don't want to get. I don't want to get in a fight with him.
You know what you do? You back your car into his parking spot. You bring up right next to his chair, so you're literally 3 foot out into the lane. But your back wheels are in that spot.
He's going to say that you assaulted him, though.
My car's not even touching him. The exhaust is a little inconvenient for him in his chair.
Oh, you're
right. And I'd be gunning that motor, boy.
Would you?
I'd be revving that
Stick
motor.
in neutral, just...
You bet. Yep, I'd be CO2ing him out of that space.
It's pretty rude.
It's insanely rude.
It's insanely rude what he's doing. This would drive me nuts.
What the worst thing is, there's space in front of his vehicle that he could put a chair out.
Sure.
You know, he's got this onopy contraption on the side of his Ford Bronco. Clearly, it's you can tell what it is
let's
there.
Stop showing this.
Yeah.
It's driving me nuts.
What a clown! Oh,
okay, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Does he have any excuse? Is there any reason he might actually need to be in that spot?
Look at you! You got a heart of gold. Because I wouldn't even try to see the human side of this guy. Maybe he's disabled.
I doubt it because
maybe he can't carry his chair 8 feet to the other space and give that spot up to another family.
There was a little preparation that had to happen there. I don't see somebody else who was with him who set it up and lifted him into the chair. I don't know how he got there.
Yeah.
So I assume
he had to open the canopy.
There.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he doesn't. And I would think that if he was disabled or he had something that he needed the spot, I think he would turn around and acknowledge all the people yelling at him and say, "Hey guys, just want to let you know, check this out. I can't do it. So please forgive me." So just get people off his back.
I've got a blue tag hanging in my car, and this is.
He seems obstinate about it.
He did seem pretty. And people were yelling. People were engaging. Hey, you can't do that. You can't do that. He didn't even look up from his computer.
Just ignoring them.
I think he was day trading.
Probably.
Day trading on the web.
He's probably making money.
Making money
stealing that spot. If he was stealing that spot. Allegedly. All right. We got a lot more coming up. We got your Friday favorites, which is a ton of fun. Tons of stuff. So stick around. We'll be right back.
You listen to Seattle's morning news every morning. What do Charlie and Manda listen to every afternoon?
I absolutely love listening to John Curley because he makes you think, which I love.
John has a real special talent in being able to talk about the topics we care about, but he's always trying to make it fun. You're going, oh, this guy actually gets it.
The John Curley Show, weekdays 3 to 7. Watch The John Curley Show live on YouTube or the KIRO Newsradio App.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime. We're not here to be the biggest. We're here to bring you something we believe is better. Our plans start at just $20. You'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/fax or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver Card is at table 27 and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Time is running out to save during our preseason AC sale happening now at Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Don't miss your chance to save 10% on a new air conditioner, heat pump, or ductless system to keep your home cool all summer long. Join thousands of satisfied customers and put your trust in the team voted best in the Pacific Northwest year after year. Hurry and call Bob's for your free AC estimate today.
Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call Bob.
Are you worried about economic conditions, tariffs, and inflation? Are you tired of trying to time the stock market? Maybe it's time to take a little risk off the table given current market volatility. For stability, there's no better option than Legacy Group's Northwest Fund, a fixed return of 9%. Hi, I'm Scott Rirucka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. We've been running local real estate investment funds for over 18 years with zero investor losses, averaging double-digit returns since inception, and we also accept IRAs. Over 1,000 local investors have invested over $250 million in our Legacy family of funds. Feeling uneasy? Don't gamble your hard-earned money or risk your retirement. Legacy Group's Northwest Fund, returning 9%, has limited openings for new investors right now.
Call 425-635-4700 or visit legacyg.com. That's legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Legacy investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
For many years now, Heritage Homecraft has been making stunning kitchens for the folks of Puget Sound. Hi, Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. When we resurface your existing cabinet boxes, install custom-built cabinet doors, and tailored quartz countertops, it'll transform any old, outdated kitchen into the showpiece of your home as it ought to be. All done in about a week without the mess, hassle, time, and expense of a complete tear-out. Not a national chain, your new kitchen is designed, created, and installed by a team of dedicated craftspeople who live and work here in the Pacific Northwest. Have one of our professional representatives out for a free in-home consultation. We'll bring the showroom to you and leave you with an exact quote for your new kitchen. I promise you'll be amazed by the quality and transformation. Just ask any one of our thousands of satisfied customers. If you call today, there's still time to have your new kitchen installed before summer. Call today, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM, and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Cammie McCormick. Elon Musk has moved on as head of Doge. Linda Kenyon reports from the White House.
This is not the end of Doge, but really the beginning.
Standing beside President Trump, who was seated at his desk in the Oval Office, Musk said his tenure as a special government employee is over, but the work of Doge is not.
The Doge team will only grow stronger over time.
Musk's often tumultuous cost-cutting, firing of federal workers, and shuttering of government agencies fell short of his cost-cutting goals.
I'm confident that over time we will see $1 trillion of savings.
Musk also says he will continue to be a friend and advisor to the president. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, Washington.
The Supreme Court today lifted protections for thousands of migrants, as Camilo Montoya Galvez reports.
This ruling will place 500,000 people from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela in legal limbo and will allow the Trump administration to terminate their parole, legal status, and also their work permits that have allowed them to live and work in the U.S. legally, but on a temporary basis.
President Trump said today a ceasefire deal for Gaza could be near, but Haley Ott reports Hamas hasn't signed on.
The concerns that Hamas has raised have to do with two of its main demands. One, that there be a permanent end to the war in Gaza, and the other, that there be the full withdrawal of Israeli troops. Nevertheless, a statement put out by Hamas this morning said that the situation was so grave in Gaza that Hamas was very seriously considering this deal because it would mean a 60-day ceasefire and it would mean less restricted flow of aid into the Gaza Strip, which is so necessary for the population there at the moment.
Wildfire smoke from Canada is moving over the upper Midwest, impacting the air quality for millions through the weekend. More than 90 wildfires are burning out of control across Canada. Loretta Swit, who played Major Margaret Houlihan on the TV series MASH, has died.
You're a nurse. That's an honorary thing. So you can boss around a bunch of nurses, but not men, not real soldiers.
Is that so? Well, let me tell you something, soldier. I'm damn proud of these. Nobody gave them to me. I earned them. And I'm just as much a major as any other major.
Swit was 87. CBS's Kelly O'Grady on the markets finish this week.
Well, you're seeing investors digest a number of different things. The questions around the legality of the tariffs, the back and forth that does seem to be ramping back up with China, and also some good inflation data. So that's kind of why you see markets essentially flat.
The Dow was up 54 points. This is CBS News.
A word from Progressive Insurance. Life can be hard, so Progressive can make bundling your home and auto easy. Hope that helps. Learn more at Progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE.
Coming up, Seattle police opened fire in Belltown. We have brand new details coming up, but first we go to the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Desk. The support is brought to you by Global Credit Union. Just cleared our crash on northbound I-405 at SR 167. It has cleared, and now all lanes are open. Still seeing some residual backups approaching right around I-5. That's also partly why you're slow down South Center Hill there on I-5 northbound approaching 405. Elsewhere, just starting to see the map build up ahead of the afternoon weekend rush. Right now it's Kenwood to Olympia, about an hour-long drive, very thick once again through JBLM. Looking at the I-5 southbound drive from Linwood, that's about a 50-minute drive thick from the U District into downtown. Looking at about a 50-minute drive up into Everett from Seattle or Bellevue, but right now the lake bridges are wide open. Global Credit Union is where members enjoy no-fee accounts and early payday with direct deposit. Learn more at globalcu.org.
KIRO News Radio, continuing coverage.
Hey, good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. We have new information about an officer-involved shooting in Seattle's Belltown neighborhood. We go live to KIRO News Radio's James Lynch. He's near 3rd Avenue and Battery. James.
Aaron, we just talked with Seattle Police Chief Sean Barnes. He is here on the scene. He told us what happened here. He says at about 12:20 this afternoon, bicycle cops in this Belltown neighborhood observed a drug deal going down, which gave them probable cause to arrest that suspect. When they approached him, he fled. They chased him on foot. They say he turned around, brandished a handgun, and officers fired multiple rounds at him, but none of them hit. He turned around, kept going. They chased him. He turned around again, didn't brandish the firearm before laying down on the ground and surrendering. So he is in custody right now. Here's what one neighbor says he saw and heard.
So I heard a pop. Then about 30 seconds, I heard sirens. The cops came really, really quickly, which was actually very impressive.
Now, the good news is no one was injured during this officer-involved shooting. Fortunately, the officer himself will be put on a routine administrative leave while they investigate this shooting and figure out exactly what happened. Reporting live in Seattle, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Thank you, James. Elsewhere, a 5-year-old girl has died and her father is now under arrest. KIRO News Radio's Gwen Baumgartner has the latest from Federal Way.
An emergency call brought Federal Way police to the Glen Park Apartments Thursday afternoon, the scene near Southwest Campus Drive. A 5-year-old girl in medical distress. Responding officers say she had signs of recent assault. The girl died at Harborview Medical Center. Neighbors describe an emotional scene for them and first responders.
Honestly, looking at the officers and stuff's faces, they just look so distraught. It was really sad.
Adding to the tragedy, the girl's father taken into custody, booked into jail for her murder. Gwen Baumgartner, KIRO News Radio.
Well, scary moments this morning for neighborhoods near the Baker River Dam in Skagit County. 2 false alarms went off, telling people to evacuate immediately. Preston Massey lives along the Skagit River in Concrete.
Literally, if we do have a major dam failure, it is not an exaggeration to say there would be a 200-foot wall of water heading downriver.
Now, PSC confirms the warning signs were a false alarm. The agency says the Baker River Dam is not failing. Now to your forecast, brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. We are sunny, nice, and warm for today. Temperatures reaching 80 in some locations, increasing clouds overnight. Has some rain later on for Saturday, and then Sunday is looking good. Right now, looking at 72 in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News. It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio.
Welcome back to the show. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Really great show today. If you didn't miss, or if you missed it, even a second of it, go download the podcast. You're going to get the show live to your phone or wherever you listen to it every single day, just right to you. You can also watch live on YouTube, which a lot of people are doing. You're also in the chat section of that, which is a lot of fun. We're getting to know you. Go to youtube.com and search KIRO News Radio. Like and subscribe there. You're going to see the Jake and Spike Show live pop up. And if you do that, as a very special treat, we have hidden in the camera frame right now. You can see it. There's an email. I'm pointing at it right here. That's my handwriting. It's very poor, so you're going to have to guess a little bit. But there's an email there. Email us what Spike is wearing right now, and you're going to get a chance to win some cool stuff that we found on my desk, which is just our way of saying thank you. Yeah. Trying to entice you over to YouTube. We want you to have a better experience, enjoy the show a little more by being able to see what you hear. A virtual experience. There you go. Right? You can't. Sure. Not everybody can be with us in the studio. No. We know. But virtually, you kind of can through the magic of technology. You can even smell us. Did you know that? Nobody wants that. Lavender. It smells like lavender. You might. And shame. No, I'm just kidding. We smell nice. It smells really good in here. Let's see. A lot of stuff to talk about. We have Friday favorites. A lot of stories this week that I wasn't even here for one of these. I'm really excited. Laura, you found a story that I was not, because I wasn't here. I was gone on...
we were gone on Wednesday.
For a field trip.
Greg Tomlin filling in.
Mm-hmm.
And we did a story on Wednesday that I was actually dying for your take on.
Yes.
I knew it would be good.
I'm
I
excited.
knew it would be funny. There is a guy who was on Jeopardy, made it through 3 episodes.
Is this just audio or is this a visual? There's a picture of the young man. Are we going to play video or is
I'll
it
just
just
play
audio?
audio.
Okay, audio. Okay, so he's on Jeopardy. Go ahead.
And
Go again.
this is how he's introduced on Jeopardy.
Brendan Liao is with us from Vancouver. He's a recent graduate, and therefore I assume that's why you're also a stay-at-home son.
That is correct.
Professional stay-at-home son.
Yep.
Pretty
What?
good gig if you can get it.
It's a pretty good gig.
Professional stay-at-home
Introduced himself
son.
as professional stay-at-home son from Vancouver, BC. Recent BC grad. UBC.
What does that mean? What did you guys, because you guys were able to chew on that a little longer than I have. I'm just hearing this for the first time. Stay-at-home son. There was a backstory, because when I first saw the headline, stay-at-home son, I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Someone's declaring this. Is this a tax-deductible thing for the parents? Is that what they're doing? Is he independent? He wants to be a comedy writer. He's a budding comedy writer. That I'm not sure what his occupational training in school was.
Well, it's that or law school.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
It's one of those two things. Went to school for law, pre-law?
Conan or law school. Those are his
He wants to write for Conan O'Brien.
Yeah.
He's made it very clear, and he's using this platform on Jeopardy to show off his comedic chops by listing himself as a stay-at-home son. Do you guys think that that's going to be a real thing? That people are going to start to try to repackage a failure as a success or as something deliberate? Like, clearly he's just... Most people go through that phase. When I moved back from college, when I finished college, I moved back in with my parents for probably, I want to say 7 months. 6 months.
I was about the same, 6 or 7 months post-grad.
Took me a little time to find a job. Once I finally found a job, took me a little time to build enough up cash for the down payment on the whatever you owe for rent.
Yeah, you bet. Exactly. That's what you do.
That's what you do.
Yeah, you don't make it long term.
No, you don't call yourself a stay-at-home son. I felt not great living at my parents' house because I felt like you finished college and you have this idea.
Yeah, you've launched. You've left the nest.
Yeah.
Grown birds don't fly back to the nest and move in.
Now, the truth we all know is it's very common for people to return from school and to go back in with the parents. Totally normal.
It's boomeranging.
The problem is when you stay there a long time.
Exactly. Yeah.
It creates a different relationship. You're no longer a child. You want to be an adult and you want to have adult experiences, and it's tough to do when you're sleeping in your child's bedroom. And so this guy's a stay-at-home son.
I moved. It wasn't after college. I had moved out of state in Maryland, and I moved back to Maryland from my little stint in Florida.
Got it.
And I needed a place. I crashed at my parents' house for a little while till I got on my feet.
Yeah.
I was working full-time, but saved up a little money again for that first and last deposit, security, yada, yada.
Great.
My parents put me in the same room as my little brother in a bunk bed.
That was deliberate.
You bet it was. My old man, no muscle, my old man.
I bet you they had extra room that you could have gone into.
Yes, they had a full basement they wouldn't let me take up.
That was it. You know what, though? That is a loving move, and that's a smart move.
Tough love from my old man.
That's tough love.
Absolutely.
You got out of that house quick.
Yes, I did, because you can't bring home female companions to a bunk bed with your little brother sleeping below you. It just does not fly.
Top bunk?
You bet I did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's not going to support that weight.
No.
Absolutely.
Who's going to get any sleep? Not that little man.
No
way. My old man knew it. He's like, you want independence? That's not in this house, my friend.
Yeah.
No, in this house, it's shared within a 7-year-old.
That's really good parenting.
Well,
It's really good
the Wall Street Journal actually interviewed him and asked some follow-up questions about this stay-at-home son trend.
I'm interested.
He says that it reflects a trend of rejecting hustle culture for Gen Z. Quote,
Tell me more.
I think this is more typical of my age cohort. My career doesn't really define me, and it should just be a thing where I'm okay with what I do and I make enough to pay the bills.
This will not lead to a life of happiness for him.
Well, my question is, what bills?
You're going to pay the bills.
You're living at home. You're not paying any bills.
You're picking up your own Hot Pockets? That's nice of you.
It's when he says bills, it probably just means like when he goes out and he drinks with friends.
Right.
He's doing that at bars and he's going to have to pay those bills. Those aren't bills.
Maybe
those are just expenses.
That's a tab.
Maybe he has subscription services to various internet. Maybe he's got
He doesn't
HBO
have
Max.
No Netflix. He
Maybe,
doesn't
I don't know.
These are parental things.
Maybe. Well, you think his parents are sporting for 8 different Hulu?
If he's
and
living
Paramount
at
Plus
home,
and Disney Plus and bundle this and bundle that.
100%. If he's living at
riding
home,
his parents' cable.
Here's what I bet you they're doing. Not only is he living at home, I bet you they're also paying his cell phone because they family planned it. So they're probably paying for his cell phone.
I've done that.
They're probably also paying for his car insurance.
Wow. What bill? Yeah. Well, again, what bills?
So what bills does he have?
Maybe he's kicking in to help.
I doubt it. If he's a professional
stay-at-home son.
Yeah.
Please.
Well, he did make about $60,000 on Jeopardy. They taped 3 shows, he said, in one day.
So he was a champion
over the course of a few hours.
Won 3 shows. 3 shows in a row, racking up almost $70,000 in winnings. $60,000 in winnings.
I hope he's going to sign those checks over to mom and dad.
Well, I was saying, you know what else you won?
A chunk.
You know what else you won? A one-way ticket out of this house.
Yeah,
and a match set of used luggage, courtesy of your mom and I, with all your stuff inside.
Exactly.
Take a look. Let's see what you got. Bye.
He's got what he needs now. He's got his down payment for his place he's going to rent.
And a ride to the bus station.
He's got a little bit of notoriety.
Yeah.
Good for him. That's great. Now he can get out of mom and dad's house. If he's still living with his parents after winning $70,000, this kid's got a problem.
Yeah, seriously.
Don't you think?
Yeah, agreed.
Are we being unfair? Or is that
no, you could totally have your own place for a year, plus whatever you wanted to do on $60,000.
Easily.
Yeah.
That's enough to put a down payment on a house.
Yeah, depending on where. Depending on where.
He's up in Vancouver, BC. I mean, if you got 60, 70K from Jeopardy money, and you don't put that as a down payment on a house, because you can get a mortgage for what you're paying rent for these days.
Well, he can't because he doesn't have a job. They're not going to give him a mortgage. I'm assuming he doesn't have a job.
His parents give him a W-2.
Here's another question. Laura, I've asked you already about your dating life.
Oh, yeah. I knew where this was going.
Would you date somebody? Would you date somebody seriously who had no long-term plans to move out of mom and dad's house?
No.
No.
Absolutely not.
Why?
I have before, and it hasn't gone very far for obvious reasons.
Sure.
And the last person I dated didn't even really have a savings account, and that was a deal breaker as well.
Yeah.
If you want to make long-term future plans, build a life together, you got to be doing that independently of me.
Yeah.
Like, I can't make you do that.
You want to see that he's a man who can step up and go out there and
An equal
conquer,
partner.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to bring half the equation to the table. And if you're not setting
At
yourself
least.
you're not setting yourself up for the future, how can you be a partner to somebody?
Stay at home, son.
Well,
it's weird that we live in a world now where you would admit to that.
Can I say though, he's the second most disappointing young man we'll bring to the show today in our Friday favorites.
Do we have more?
We have someone that was even more disappointing than the stay-at-home son.
Do we have video of this guy? We can play video of this.
We do.
This
we
is
do.
Starbucks kid?
Yeah, this is a young man who's a full-time, and to give him the best defense I can, full-time student, working a job at Starbucks, working 25 hours a week, and was forced to work, scheduled to work back-to-back 8s, bell to bell, they call that, at a Starbucks on a Saturday and a Sunday.
So he's working a full-time job 2 days in a row.
2 days in a row while being a full-time student.
Oh.
And it just turned out to be too much.
All right, let's see some of this video.
People wonder why we need a union at Starbucks, and I am literally about to quit. Like, I don't know if I'm going to do it, but, like, I really want to. I almost walked out today, and I'm crying in the back room right now, and I almost cried on the floor. It's just... I'm like a full-time student. I get scheduled for 25 hours a week, and on weekends they schedule me the entire day, open to close. I'm on the schedule for 8.5 hours, both Saturday and Sunday. I'm like 3.5 hours into my shift. There's so many customers, and we have 4 people on the floor all day. Only 5 people were put on the schedule, and somebody had to call out. And there are 4 people running the whole store, and there's so many customers, and there's possibly scheduled 5 people. We only have 13 people employed at this store, and there's so many customers. And they're good. We don't have fair scheduling. Managers don't care about us. Our manager was supposed to come in this weekend, and he took himself off the schedule, so he wouldn't be able to be held accountable for calling out. He just literally tore down the schedule that he was scheduled on and put up a new schedule where he wasn't on the schedule. Also, he couldn't have even seen that he was scheduled in the first place.
I know. I'm trying to feel for the young man, but
what do you feel for? Like, what's your reaction? You're a guy you've seen a lot of life. You've worked a bunch of different kinds of jobs.
I've been in the weeds at work. I've been slammed at work. I was working. Not to keep going back to my potential son. The job I was working at, the summer I may have fathered that young man.
Yeah.
Working at a bar, me and just by myself during a sunny beach day, right?
Sure.
So it's a beach day. And it's sunny outside. Nobody's at the bar. And then a storm rolls in and it rains, and the beach empties into this bar, and they are 3 deep at the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Every table's covered, every waitress is slammed, and there's one bartender, me.
That's you.
And I'm in the weeds. I mean, nonstop for 7 straight hours,
Sure.
not even catching a breath. No time to go cry on the floor in the back room and film a video to tell the world how sorry I am, how bad I got it.
Laura, you pointed this out
If
the
you
other
man up.
day. You were saying, like, how much are his fellow workers loving him? If he's, like, in the back crying.
Oh, yeah. Someone on the text line said that. What about the other 3 people
Right.
who are now a solo?
Having to work extra hard because this guy's having
You were
a
down,
cry
man.
fest.
Now you're down 2 because you're in the back room filming this video.
I'm hoping it was a mandated break.
Yeah,
You
he's
know.
on it. He's taking his 15.
Yeah.
or
His
whatever he's
mental
gotta
health
take.
minute.
Mental
Back there.
health.
And
minute.
honestly,
It's in his union contract.
2-minute video. Who among us hasn't gone to the walk-in freezer and just done deep breathing exercises for a
sobbed.
minute 30 and then gotten right back out there?
Yeah, you do. You rally. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with taking a second to reset yourself. Maybe you get a little flustered. Maybe you had a customer who's a pain. I've worked coffee. You've worked coffee. We've had these experiences.
They don't stop. They never stop coming in.
I've worked in various food industries.
Yes.
It's very tough.
You're in the weeds.
People want things from you, and they don't particularly care how
No.
it makes you feel. And
You're
that's,
getting paid to be there, son.
that's the job.
Right.
Totally fine.
Yep.
The problem was when he hit record on his phone, and now that's out there.
Yeah.
And for the rest of his life,
Yes.
and for the
Yes.
rest of his kids' lives,
Yeah.
if he ever has them, which I would say is in doubt if that video exists.
Yeah. His parents have done him no favors.
No favors.
Raised this young man to not have a thick skin, to not be able to handle adversity. I mean, sure, things get tough. Times get tough.
These are the best, honestly, though, and I know we're getting a little heavy for a Friday, but like these are such good experiences for
Yes.
you to have. I want my kids to have these experiences because it makes you harder for life. Because life is going to require this of you.
And the accomplishment. Man, you wouldn't believe how today was, but I pushed through.
Exactly.
I got it done.
Yes.
Smiling faces, people happy to come in, happy to go out, boom.
Yeah, 100%.
My coworkers can count on me, felt great. What a great accomplishment. I feel so good about myself.
One of my first jobs, I was 15 years old. My friend's dad had a construction company, still has it. It's a good company. He hired me to work with my buddy, paid us under the table, which was great. So how you get a lot of these first jobs.
You betcha.
Paid us under the table, and my job was, he did foundation work. My job was, as a 15-year-old, to climb under the foundations of these houses that were failing, climb under the house, clear out, not the foundations, clear out underneath in the crawl space with a 5-gallon bucket and a tiny little shovel.
Yeah, hand trowel, yeah.
And I would fill those 5-gallon buckets, and then I would crawl them out.
Yeah.
And I would stack. We would do hundreds and hundreds of buckets because they had to get enough room for full-size men to get down there to slab jack that thing up and fix the foundation.
Yeah, you were tunneling you were tunneling out of prison camp.
We called ourselves mole men.
Right.
And we thought it was
Tough
hilarious.
Love, that's tough gig.
And we're breathing in probably mice stuff.
Oh, don't even know.
Lord knows how I survived that job. We're cleaning it. You know how many dead cats we found?
Oh, no.
That's the only thing you find under there. I couldn't.
Ain't buried treasure.
It's not buried treasure.
Not native artifacts.
No,
sir.
I couldn't crawl 2 feet without bumping into a dead cat. And that's just the job. And you know what? Do you know how many videos I made crying about it? No, but I went home and laughed about it with my dad, and he went, "Oh, that's hilarious. These are good times, good experiences."
They build character.
They do build character.
That's what they do, man. And you had that jingle in your pocket at the end of the day.
I had a couple of coins in my pocket.
There you go.
Pretty good. Pretty good. All right, we got to take a commercial break here in just a second. We haven't even had a chance. Did we get to everyone's yet? Have we gotten to yours yet?
Mine was a young man. Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
That was great.
Laura brought us the stay-at-home son.
There's a theme going here. Mine is not stay-at-home son. Mine is not
8 hours of
crying
videos in the storeroom.
Oh, we have a video?
Yeah.
We have another video.
Well, of the audio that I pulled earlier this week.
Oh.
That was so funny.
Great.
I thought I'd just pull up the YouTube video.
That's
so if you
fantastic.
are watching our live stream, you can see these magnificent creatures.
All right, we're going to have to do that when we get back because we're very short on time. We solved a case this week. Spike and I and Laura, we solved a mystery.
We helped. Again, we can take full credit for this one.
I think we can take full credit.
Oh, fair enough.
It's our show. We take credit if we want to.
There you go.
I'd say we're 90% responsible for the retrieval and the safe return of a very, very rare bird. And the story we'll tell you about next. So stick around. We're going to be right back. We're going to have that. We're also going to play our crime-solving jingle that we came up with that everybody kind of hated, but we'll still play it. So yeah, stick around. We're going to be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens.
KIRO News Radio, the Northwest's trusted news source.
Get the latest from KIRO Newsradio's James Lynch.
It happened Wednesday morning just after 6 o'clock.
Experienced voices you trust.
Several people hurt after a violent Saturday in Pierce County.
Coverage you depend on.
More from KIRO Newsradio's Matt Markovich.
It's as close to a veto warning as you could possibly get.
KIRO News Radio. We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker, and 97.3 FM.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert.
And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-961-5544. 800-961-5544.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to Bundle Deal Days at AutoZone.
Well, I do need a bundle of things.
When you bundle, you save.
Do I save if I bundle oil with an oil filter?
Save up to $12 on that bundle.
What about brake pads and rotors?
Bundle those and the brake pads are free.
Can't save more than free.
You can save on hundreds of deals during Bundle Deal Days. Ends June 2nd at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply. Duralast brake pads only.
Now is the perfect time to start on your next success. An accredited state university, University of Maryland Global Campus offers online and hybrid courses. Plus, you can earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. No application fee if you apply by May 30th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
If you want that summer body you've always dreamed of, then this message is for you, ladies, and you men too. Get rid of extra stubborn fat and address areas of loose skin around the waistline, chin, and under the upper arms with ProSculpt, the new one-day instant permanent fat removal and skin tightening treatment. Maybe you've tried the lasers, fat freezing methods, even those new pills, but without the desired results. ProSculpt is different. It's minimally invasive, performed while fully awake, gentle, yet powerful. Designed to target the waistline, chin, neck, arms, and thighs, ProSculpt uses FDA-cleared plasma technology to deliver immediate, permanent fat-reducing and skin-tightening results, all in just one visit. If you want that summer body this summer, then you must act now. Go to ProSculpt.com today to schedule your free consultation. Get $250 off. For instant, permanent fat reduction and skin tightening, visit ProSculpt.com.
My wife and I have been married for over 15 years, and I've never had any complaints about my performance in the bedroom. But after I turned 40, things started feeling different. I was gaining weight, losing muscle, and I just wasn't interested in sex anymore. My wife told me her friend's husband went through the same thing, and it turns out he had low testosterone. So we booked a free T-check at Revive Health, and that's when I learned that my testosterone levels were low too. We worked with a provider to create a custom treatment plan, and today, my wife and I are having more fun than we did on our honeymoon. My only regret is not reaching out sooner.
If you're ready to book your free T-check, visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com or call 206-529-1111. Again, that's 206-529-1111.
An Aussie trekker travels to America to hike an epic trail.
It was rocky, it was imposing.
But Eric Robinson never made it to the end. I'm Dave Cawley. Follow my podcast, Uinta Triangle, UINTA, on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen.
KIRO Newsradio, continuing coverage.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo. Nobody injured when a Seattle police officer opened fire today in the Belltown neighborhood. KIRO Newsradio's James Lynch is live on the scene with more. This is near 3rd Avenue and Battery Street. James.
That's right, Aaron. SPD Chief Sean Barnes came here to the scene in this Belltown neighborhood that he admits is a troubled area for drugs and crime. He says bike officers observed a drug deal in progress, and when they approached the suspect, they say he ran off. As police chased him, Barnes says the man turned and pointed the gun. Officers took cover, and the man turned and kept running again. Police say that happened 2 times. Chief Barnes tells us what happened next.
One of the 2 officers discharged their weapon multiple times, at which time the suspect dropped his weapon and surrendered to the officer.
Now, so in spite of multiple shots fired, no one was injured, and the suspect now in custody. Live in Belltown, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Thank you, James. We turn now to Auburn, where newly released body camera video shows police officers arresting half a dozen teenagers.
Let me see your hand.
Get down. Get down.
They were accused in a robbery and a car prowl back on Memorial Day. Cops stopped them on a Metro bus, took those kids into custody. Two men who say they were repeatedly abused while living at a group home on Cypress Island have filed a lawsuit. KIRO News Radio's Frank Lindsay reports the home was known as Secret Harbor.
Court documents describe the home as being referred to by residents as Juvenile Alcatraz. Cypress Island is northwest of Anacortes and is only accessible by boat. KIRO 7 TV reports the suit alleges the facility failed to protect vulnerable children from rampant sexual and physical abuse. The men say they were abused when they lived there in the late 70s and early 80s. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
We have reached out to Secret Harbor for comments. Jeff Bezos continues to scale back his presence here in the Seattle area. He just sold his private hangar at Boeing Field for $10.5 million. The Puget Sound Business Journal reports the buyer is a company linked to Zillow co-founder Rich Barton. Coming up on 2:32 now, we head to the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Desk. This report is brought to you by Beacon Plumbing. And we are starting to see some pretty thick backups out there. No major crashes to report, just volume as people look to get out of town for this holiday, for this weekend. Right now, 57 minutes from Linwood to Seattle, 1 hour from Tacoma to Olympia. You are pretty jam-packed through JBLM, then some slowdowns again once you reach Lacey and heading into downtown Olympia. Looking at about a 35-minute drive from Bellevue to Renton, very thick out of downtown, and then past Factoria into Newcastle. Just start to clear up a bit once you reach the landing, but then you hit the brakes again once you reach 167. Looking at about a 45 to 50-minute drive from Renton to Puyallup. For now, lake bridges are looking good, and the drive into Everett is typical for this time of day, looking at about a 45 to 50-minute drive from Seattle or Bellevue. For all of your heating, electrical, septic, and mechanical needs, stop freaking and call Beacon. Forecast now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Sunny, nice, and warm for today. Temperatures will reach 80 degrees in some spots this afternoon. For tomorrow, we'll see some showers roll through for the afternoon, then dry for Sunday with temperatures in the upper 60s and low 70s. Right now, 73 in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. You still have an opportunity. Time is running short, but you still have an opportunity. You can send a secret email to us right now. It's up on the screen right now. If you're watching YouTube, go to youtube.com, search KIRO News Radio, look up Jake and Spike Live, and you're going to see an email pop up right there if you're watching the video. And if you see that email, you can send it by tell us what Spike is wearing, what unique item Spike is wearing, and we will pick one of you in just a couple minutes who will get this fun bag of stuff, which includes...
So there's still a chance to get in on this?
Still a chance. You got 10 minutes left. In 10 minutes, I'm going to pick this thing. You got a cup. You got a coffee cup we're going to send you, which is fun. You got a hat, which I hear Aaron may or may not have worn, which is pretty exciting. People love it. He's got great smelling hair. Don't ask me how I know. We also have a couple of... What do we got? Stickers here. If you got kids. Everybody loves stickers.
Sure
kids
do.
love stickers.
Right?
They can't get enough of them.
Boom.
All right, let's see. Before the break, we were talking about stories this week that jumped out at us that we really loved. My favorite story this week was us solving yet another crime. It's not really a crime.
No,
it's
a mystery. A mystery.
A mystery case.
Yeah. Happy
case
ending.
Of the missing East African crown crane. And to do that, we had theme music made up, which nobody really liked, but I'm going to play it anyway.
Jake and Spike in the moonlight haze, cigars and whiskey in a smoky maze. Clues on the wind, they catch the scent. Every shadow whispers where the time went. Snap those.
All right, so just to add it up real fast, we have the first crime we ever solved was Jake and Spike in the case of the missing mini donkeys.
Correct.
Which is currently being adapted into a children's book. The next one was Jake and Spike and the case of the missing Liberty Bell.
That's right, yeah.
Actually, no, we're... name change, because I'm noticing a theme here. Jake and Spike in the case of the lost Liberty Bell.
Okay, I see what you did there. I see what you did there, yeah.
Missing mini donkeys, lost Liberty Bell.
Right.
The East African crown crane really doesn't work in that thing. The case of, what could we say that's something in
the escaped East African crane?
No, it's got to be a C. It's got to be a C.
Oh, it's got to be a C.
Yeah. The Jake and Spike and the case of the
Curious crowned crane.
Curious East African crown crane.
It
But
sounds
it's
like he had a
missing.
little bit of an adventure.
He did have an adventure. All right.
Conspicuous? No, that's not.
It'll work.
That's
Conspicuous.
That's not the right word. That's not
Criminal.
Criminal. He's not criminal. He didn't do
no.
anything wrong. He just escaped. In fact, they're kind of locking him up. You could argue that's wrong. I wouldn't, but some people would. So we found him. Anyway, he got found. But then also we started a new case this week. Just as a quick side note, we were talking to the lady out in Mount Rainier with the trestle that burned down.
That's right.
Jake and Spike and the mysterious case of the train trestle, the burning train trestle.
Right.
Right?
That's it.
So we're going to solve that one too. But we did solve this one with the East African crown crane. We played some audio for you that people really liked. This was 2 East African crown cranes. Are they making love, Laura? Is this what they're doing? Or what are they doing? We don't know what they're doing. This is the video, though. Are we allowed to watch this one?
Oh, look at this.
Yikes. Oh, they're just talking.
Yeah, is that a couple?
Is this a mating ritual? One of them has a really white wing, and the other one seems to have a dark wing. All right, one's
They're
moving
just
in
beautiful.
behind.
They're majestic creatures.
Gorgeous birds.
Yeah,
They
beautiful
sound.
crested golden on their head.
Look at how they
crown.
walk. There is a regal nature to the way
really
that these
is.
things are walking.
They're beautiful.
You could say that probably about all cranes.
Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Okay, there's 2 males and 2 females. That's 2 pairs. So the initial video we saw were the 2 females complaining that the males hadn't done enough. That's what it was. Those were 2 female cranes.
That makes a lot of sense.
Commiserating about the laziness
females.
of
See,
their
that makes a
male
lot of sense.
counterparts. Yeah.
The East African crown crane did escape from the Cougar Mountain Zoo.
It was seen.
Cougar Mountain crane.
Cougar Mountain crane.
Boom.
Yeah, Miss the Cougar Mountain crane. Oh,
All right. Cougar Mountain East African crown crane.
Wow. That's a mouthful.
Also being adapted into a book.
Pop-up.
Yes.
Yeah, right?
That would be great.
Yeah.
Her name is Alice.
I know.
And they found her. She was
And
mixing in with some blue herons.
lonesome mate waiting back at the zoo for her return.
Is calling her.
At her.
Come back.
Say, why? Why did you leave?
A little thirsty there. She's hilarious.
Desperate much?
Desperate. Yeah, that's not a good
That's
look.
the sound of a stay-at-home son.
This is a stay-at-home East African crown crane.
Oh. Now we know why mom
Solitary.
left.
No, it wasn't his mom. It was his girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was his lady he was pursuing.
Gotcha.
The story takes a dark turn if it's his mom.
Stay-at-home son. Come on.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
He's a stay-at-home
yeah,
son.
yeah,
I didn't get it, Spike.
That's
I'm sorry.
okay.
I didn't get it.
Had to see the world outside of the Cougar Mountain Zoo. Check out East Lake Sammamish.
But
You know?
they got it back. The crown crane is back. So we're very excited that the crown crane is back and everybody's safe and we don't have to worry about that anymore.
Wonderful, happy.
Isn't that wonderful?
It is, man. And
I
it's
thought
the
it was really
audience.
nice.
It steps up when we put the call out.
Yep.
You know, the
Our audience is amazing.
Really?
The way that they respond to these and the facts and the figures and everything, they step in and they help us.
Tips or flood the station with tips.
We found out that train trestle, shortly before it burned down, the story, if you missed the story yesterday, it was a really good interview. Was it Beth and Mar? Is that her name? Beth and Mar?
Well done, Beth and Mar.
Thank you.
Yes,
Beth
right.
and Mar, who is with the nonprofit up there, whose job it was to get this train trestle then up and running again. They got the papers, I think it was April 29th or April 30th. They got the papers saying they officially now were the owners of this train trestle. Right. It's going to be their responsibility taking care of it going forward. It had just recently been refurbished, even though it was built back in, I think, 1920 something.
Yeah, 100 years.
100 years
old, yeah. It was 102 years old, I think she said.
The day they get the papers, they're celebrating. They're at dinner. She took all of her coworkers out to dinner. Her engineers.
Yeah. Mechanics or engineers was engineering.
And they get a note on the community page that something is burning out in the middle of the Lord knows where.
In the
smoke.
hinterlands.
Yeah.
And the foothills of Mount Rainier.
And they think to themselves, no, it couldn't be the bridge.
Right. And the only connection to the little town of Milton, Washington is the rail line that they just took control over. And they've doubled the scenic touring capacities. They're expanding.
They're trying to get people in there, in and out. They're to spend their tourist dollars.
Right.
Which is just, for these small little towns, lifeblood.
It is.
Absolutely what they need.
Lifeblood.
And who doesn't love riding a train?
the guy who burned the trestle. Now,
well, we don't know who did it.
Well, I say the guy.
We don't know who did it. They know the investigators have said that it's human caused. Now, is it possible that somebody was out there doing a campfire on a Boy Scout retreat? I don't know. It's unlikely given the timing.
Yeah. You think maybe a hobo out there? You know how they like to ride the rails.
He dropped
heating up a can of beans.
He dropped his bindle.
Right? Heating up a can of beans over the campfire, self-made campfire.
Yeah, it could
be. You never know.
Yeah, it may not be nefarious. It could have been just an accident.
And then we uncovered the key piece of evidence in this.
A manifesto.
Right. Delivered to this new nonprofit who's taken over stewardship of this Washington State treasure, this little rail line.
And they didn't open it. Smartly, they didn't open it because they said if somebody's sending us something that we don't want to touch, substances or something like that. So they sent it to the FBI. So the FBI is on the case.
That's right.
Are they going to be as effective as we are? Probably not. So we'll see what happens. Jake and Spike and Laura and the case of the burning train trestle. We're going to try to solve it.
I love it. I'm optimistic.
Good.
And I'm optimistic they get this thing back. And the thing is destroyed. 300-foot, 400-foot trestle, wooden trestle, 100 years old.
She says it's going to be, what did she say? It's going to be $15 million?
$8 to $10 million they expect for the total cost of replacing this bridge.
It's a lot of dough.
Yeah. They've got a GoFundMe page if you type in Mount Rainier Scenic Train.
Just to start the
GoFundMe
cleaning process.
Right, just exactly, to clear it out so that they can have it assessed. It's going to take $90,000 to build an access road for them to get in there and get these burned timbers of this I don't want to say arson, but this destroyed trestle out of the way so they can just assess the situation moving forward.
I'd say there's a fair chance it's arson. I think there's a fair chance it's arson. We don't know that that's the case, but
all common sense would
all
tell you.
Signs point to it. I mean, just the odds of it catching fire.
Look at and Laura's sharing the pictures on the YouTube.
Yeah, it's devastating.
I mean, talk about it. That's a picturesque. It's a beautiful picture, but it's tragic. They were at dinner that night and they see a video of smoke, and they know that white smoke means it's a wood fire. Black smoke means that it's a
structure.
It's a structure, and their trestle's going down, going up in flames.
Horrible. I hope they get it fixed. That little town counts on it. They need it.
The only line from Mineral to Milton.
All right, we got your text messages coming up next. We're going to dive into the secret emails right now. We're going to pick a winner to see who gets this fun bag of stuff. Thank you guys, everybody who participated.
Yeah, we're going to do this a lot moving forward.
Yeah,
right?
we're going to have someone going forward.
Yeah, I like it.
We'll do some secret stuff.
Sure. Maybe get a professional sign made, you think? We work on that? Not that I don't love your handmade, and you stepped up. 11th hour, last minute.
I wrote this with
Clock
a marker.
Was ticking. Yeah.
Yeah, but we could
you came up with the idea 10 minutes before the show started, and when we kicked off the show, there you had it.
Could we marker in your own two hands like this?
Yeah, let's get it. Yeah, let's work on this.
Could
I
we print something? Yes,
yeah.
we can afford to print something.
I like this moving forward. This is going to be great. Ready to get people involved and reward them for taking part in the show.
Yeah, we want you to be part of the show. Nothing wrong with that. All right, we got a lot more coming up. We got your text messages. We'll tell you who the winner is. We'll be right back.
You never know what's in store each morning once you hit the road.
We've got a major traffic alert in effect right now.
While you're getting ready every morning, make us part of your routine.
What morning, huh?
Yeah. Got off to an early start.
Just tell your smart speaker to play KIRO News Radio or stream us on the app.
Both directions of I-5 are closed.
We'll help you get where you're going faster.
Maybe bail at 512.
KIRO News Radio. We're on your smart speaker, the app, and 97.3 FM.
The Mariners are transforming T-Mobile Park into Seattle's hottest karaoke club for Sing-Along Fireworks Night. Don't miss an incredible post-game show on Friday, June 13th, presented by T-Mobile, after the team squares off against the Guardians at 7:10.
He does it again! Home runs in 3 consecutive games. Cal Raleigh, the big dumper.
It's your chance to belt your heart out on the big stage to chart-topping hits and feel-good throwbacks. Fireworks and Mariners baseball. That's 2 spectacular shows in one unforgettable night.
Strong play call. Triple digits to end it and complete the sweep.
Visit mariners.com/fireworks to get your tickets and see the complete lineup of Mariners fireworks nights this summer, including a patriotic palooza on July 3rd and an 80s show on July 18th. Plus, check out everything else on deck at T-Mobile Park, including a Father's Day socks giveaway Sunday, June 15th, thanks to Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Mariners baseball. Trident's up.
Cold is leaking and rocks are moving and mold is creeping and water seeping in. It's hard to be a homeowner, we know.
Without American Crawl Space and Pest Services, it is hard to be a homeowner. Dave Ross here. American Crawl are the heroes to call for insulation and pest issues because in addition to their great reviews and decades of experience, they also give out the most PSE insulation rebates of any insulation company in the state.
American Crawl. knows you crawl.
Get your free inspection at AmericanCrawl.com.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime. We're not here to be the biggest. We're here to bring you something we believe is better. Our plans start at just $20. You'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
With a procedure as new as stem cell therapy, it's natural to wonder, okay, if it worked on my shoulder, maybe it'll work on my knee too.
The first one I had done was the rotator cuff.
And for Leslie, who's been a patient of Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, the answer is absolutely.
Going up and down stairs was like, oh, I can't do this. So I went to see Dr. Wagner. He said, well, you have a torn meniscus. He says, I think the best way to fix this is stem cells. So I said, of course, because it worked on my shoulder so well. I thought, well, let's do my knee. Within a day, I was pain-free and walking again. I feel like my body is regenerating itself through my own stem cells.
Which is why it's called Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine, because surgery is not involved.
Everybody down at Dr. Wagner's office couldn't have been nicer.
Whether it's a shoulder, hip, or knee, or a shoulder and a hip and a knee, before choosing surgery, consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
Lori here from Guardian Roofing, Gutters, and Insulation. I'm here with good news. Protecting your home has never been easier, thanks to our flexible financing options that can fit any budget. With Guardian's acclaimed services, you can upgrade or repair your roof, gutters, attic insulation, and even prevent moss without straining your wallet. Plus, it's all backed by our Guardian Guarantee. Why wait? Start guarding your home today. Call to hear about our flexible financing options or visit guardianroofing.com.
From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at AmazonBusiness.com. Cars for Kids, the easy way to donate your car. Donate today and your car can be picked up tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.com or 1-877-CARS4KIDS.
When the heat's in 11, cool AC would be heaven.
Dayandnight.net. Beat the rush.
Act now before summer, because that heat's a real bummer.
Dayandnight.net.
This is the time to plan ahead, so you stay cool this summer. Hi, I'm Bruce with Day and Night Plumbing and Heating. Call us about installing a high-efficiency cooling system or servicing your existing one so you're cool when you need it.
Now save up to $6,000 on qualifying cooling equipment.
Dayandnight.net.
Welcome back to the show. We got a bunch of text messages of yours we're going to get to in just a second. I want to also congratulate Kim, who is our winner of today's mystery challenge.
Well done, Kim.
Amazing.
Good job, Kim. That was great. You got a coffee cup and a bunch of fun stuff coming to you. Yeah. And it smells nice. You're going to love all of it. Unused coffee cup, fresh coffee cup. I can't make any promises about the hat, but we'll see. A lot of stuff to get to. Should we get to these texts? We got some great text messages.
Pages and pages.
All right, Laura, fire away.
Yeah, let's start strong. On naked gardening, Craig in Puyallup says, are knee pads and Crocs considered naked?
If that's all you got on, yeah.
That's great.
I think the charges will be naked in public, yeah.
Naked in Crocs. Very nice. Very nice.
Katie in Tacoma says, what a perfectly timed conversation. I just drove by a man watering his flowers in his underwear. The lowest it could possibly legally be without indecency.
Yikes. I hope he doesn't get himself sprayed off with water. That'd be disgusting.
Slow motion video of that.
John in the 206 says, I stopped naked weeding after my wife's chihuahua lost his chew toy and began desperately searching for a replacement.
John.
Thank you, John. That's funny.
And Dave says, if you need to get those peonies to stand up, garden naked.
Oh, interesting. Thank you, Dave.
Helpful tip.
Yeah.
Helpful tip. Oh, and the guy who tried to open a
flowers. Peonies are flowers.
Yeah, I knew that.
Flower.
Yeah,
Beautiful
yeah.
flower.
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Dave knows what he's talking about. He's a
flower.
botanist. He's a botanist. On the guy who tried to open a plane door mid-flight and was tackled by a Marine, 253 says not taking anything away from the good Marine guy, but once the plane is pressurized on the ground, the Incredible Hulk couldn't open the door or emergency exit windows.
That's a relief. If that's true, that makes me feel better.
Me too.
Because that's one of my big fears.
We got a lot of local aerospace experts here, and everyone on the text line was saying completely impossible.
Okay, pressurized cabin, and in mid-flight, you can't open that door with just him. That's great to know.
That's fantastic. I mean, you still got to deal with a nut job. Now you're locked inside with a nut job, but that's better than him opening the door.
Yeah.
On the giant shark video we played, 206 says it's a basking shark and they only eat plankton. That's nice, but you know what? I don't know that when I'm in the water.
Thank you. I thought the same thing.
I still think it's a Jaws. I still think it's a great white.
What do you want to say? I don't sweat it. I know my shark tips. That's a basking shark.
It's a sweet little basking
shark. As the music starts.
You could ride it. Yeah.
Oh my God, riding it would actually be so fun. I would totally swim with it. I wouldn't care.
A basking shark?
Yeah, if it only eats plankton.
Yeah, but what if it changes his mind? He goes, I give it a try.
Today's the day.
Try anything once.
On the search for Spike's doppelganger in Maryland, Doug in Mount Vernon says, forget putting the picture on a telephone pole, put the picture on a bar stool.
Oh,
it's called the local bars. You're right.
Matthew in Tacoma says, Spike, you know this might not end well, right?
It's a risk.
It is a risk. It's an absolute risk that it might not end well. I may upend a happy family's, delusion of that this is really somebody's son. Yeah.
We'll see what happens. Jay from Auburn had a funny one. He says, be funny if it is your kid and he is a huge Trump fan and he loves Trump.
I don't think I haven't thought about that too.
You know what though? You wouldn't care. You got family members who love Trump.
Haven't talked to them.
You and I are a little different politically, and you and I enjoy each other's company.
But Spike's getting paid to be here.
Don't underestimate the value of how much.
True,
yeah,
but you would love this
if
kid.
he was a red hat, I'd love him like he was my son.
You'd love him like he was your son, because he would be.
Right.
And maybe the red hat would go missing. Maybe you just wouldn't be able to find it.
No. He's free to be his own man.
Love him anyway.
Yeah.
Free to be you and me. Joni in the 253 says the resemblance is uncanny. You
really
have to keep us updated on this.
Yeah, it is. I think they're going to find him.
I think they're going to find him quick. I bet early next week we'll know exactly who this guy is.
Let's get on to the bees here. There's 250 million bees that fell out of a truck in Whatcom County. Galen says the average beehive has about 150,000 bees in it. I have 6 hives. Wow.
That's different than because I did some investigative after we had our conversation, and I was curious about how many hives that is. Research AI generated, so I don't know how accurate that is.
Probably pretty
good. Anywhere between 20 and 80,000 bees on average per hive. Maybe Galen's hives are a little bit larger than average.
Yeah.
But if there are...
rent's tough. There's not spaces.
If there's 50,000 bees per hive, there were 5,000 beehives on that semi.
Jeez.
In Whatcom County that went over. A quarter billion bees are on the loose.
A lot of bees.
253 says, my son is allergic to wasps and hornets. The allergist said basically anything with a skinny waist is bad. Big-waisted and fluffy honeybees are great.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
He's talking about me.
Nice.
Bob in Bothell says, they can gently vacuum up the bees. I've seen that done.
Yeah,
really?
they do. I've seen that too.
Whoa.
They do low power, low pressure vacuums to gather bees in, and then they're safely kept in the bin of the vacuum. Yeah,
that's pretty cool. Let's see. We're really short on time here on Stay-at-Home Sons. Benny, the tugboat expert, says I'm 68 when I was young. If you were 21 and still living with your parents, people thought that there was something radically wrong with you.
That's a fact.
That is true.
Yeah,
No,
absolutely.
people definitely assume that.
Kids launch later in life these days. That's the way things are.
We got time for one more. Laura, hit us with the very best one.
On the case of the Cougar Mountain Zoo East African Crown Crane, 253 had a much better name for us. It's the Cougar Mountain Crown Crane Caper.
Oh, that is good. That's a great one. Yes, we love
Rolls
it.
right off
That's
the
the
tongue.
name.
Cougar
253.
Mountain Crown Crane Caper.
You'll get writing credits for the royalties.
Good job, 253. Thank you so much. Thank you for everyone for listening today. Kim, congratulations again. Thank you for playing our game. We hope you all have a great weekend, and we'll see you back here next week. Bye-bye.
You listen to Charlie and Manda on Seattle's Morning News every morning. What do they listen to every afternoon?
I listen to John all the time when I'm driving home, driving my kids around.
I also listen to the John Curley Show. Even by the end of the day, I still like to keep my brain active, and he's very good at doing that.
John, first of all, is hilarious. I never know where this dude is coming from.
The perfect bookends to your daily commute with KIRO News Radio on 97.3 FM and the KIRO Newsradio app.
Hey, it's Mike Rohn. If I have a choice, I like to do business with companies that actually stand for something. That's why I switched from Verizon to Pure Talk. No offense to Verizon, I'm sure they stand for something. I just don't know what it is. Pure Talk, on the other hand, is a veteran-owned company that supports our military in a big way, and I appreciate that. Yeah, I also appreciate unlimited talk and text and plenty of data for half the cost of the big guys, and I do like being on America's most dependable 5G network for just $20 a month, but what I really appreciate is no contract, no cancellation fees, and Pure Talk's commitment to handle all their customer service in this country. I saw it for myself. I went to Georgia, I got a tour of their headquarters, I met their CEO, and I talked to the same customer service folks that you'll talk to when you dial pound 250 and say keyword micro. Switch today and save 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say keyword micro. Pure Talk, a wireless company that actually stands for something.
Now is the perfect time to start on your next success. An accredited state university, University of Maryland Global Campus offers online and